I'm attracted to my haters, outlast them. Passport stamped it, getting funny work on consignment. Come on, now that's a backflip. Principles you stand on, wasted talent, sad song. Beach house 1.5, but the car dad said 260. God, obedience, Jesus, repentance. The marathon continues, and I'm strong to the finish.
How you feeling, son? When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. Oh, we going now, you feeling sorry. When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. Oh, we going now.
FYF, okay. No one measure, remember them 3 letters come with pressure. Okay. We be steppers, man, can't stop, won't let up. Real debates, the haters gon' hate. That's what makes it special, it come with level. Yeah, this shit get better, no cap, new era. We got ammunition for the opposition and plenty witness, killing competition. Catch us late night on a panel cooking, but don't be fooled. This ain't your mama's kitchen. They say they don't, but they watch and listen, typing in the chat. You ain't got a lot to kick it. If you click the link, make sure you got permission, and don't forget, nigga, fuck your feelings.
How you feeling, son? When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. Oh, we going now, you feeling sorry. When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. Oh, we going now.
I know they ain't ready at all. I stay ready, time to ball. No referee, I got shots to call. Believe I'm the best, so I'm better than y'all. Fuck your feelings, you know that's law. Running it up, now we running it back. It's that full court pressure, don't cut no slack. Jam it to the max. Ooh, bank account still full of racks. For the competition, they done went missing. The champ is here, look how the ring glisten. It's honorable mention, don't ever forget it. It's FYF, don't care about the ticket. You know we with it, yeah. We gon' do whatever it takes. Fuck all the hate. FYF still going down. It's one of the greats.
Are you feeling sorry? When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. Oh, we going now. Are you feeling sorry? When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. Oh, we going now. Supporters, no fans. LVCM, tucking on rear. Yankee hard, could be on the rear. Heart rate up, it's getting intense. All them people just speaking on nothing. Content clicks for the money. Hilarious, a bit too funny. Debunking, they say, yeah, we run it. Cover it up, Lakers to Hornets. LeBron to Jordan. Blazers in Portland. We get it sorted. Let's can afford it. Entertaining or boring. Whatever the top, but we act accordingly. Break it down, piece by piece. Been at this for too long. No Elder Baruch is saying what he on. Lace better stay gone. We get them all done. We get them all done. Yeah, we get them all done. Are you feeling sorry? When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. Oh, we going now, you feeling sorry. When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. It be too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite.
FYF Sports, man. Shalom, man. We back. Salute to everybody that pulled up today. Man, another morning show, man. About 10 minutes late, but another morning show. Dante, man, the intro is long intentionally, man. The intro is long. Why is the intro long, bro? Why? Because YouTube sends notifications out late. People getting in here late. I got to prepare for the show. I got to pull notes up. I got to do a ton of stuff. I can't just hit the live button and just start chatting. And there's a lot of stuff you got to put into these shows, man. And, you know, because there's so much you got to put into these shows, right? Behind the scenes, that things that nobody ever sees. This is one of the reasons why, man, we ask y'all to hit the Cash App, man. Right? We don't be asking to hit the Cash App because, we just want to take $1 or $2 from y'all, man. It take a lot of production to put these shows together. Right? The preparation, the notes, setting up the StreamYard. That's why. So the introduction is intentionally long, right? So everybody can get in here. We get our thoughts together, man. Right now, y'all, just so y'all know, man, we are streaming right now on 3 different platforms, Instagram. Both of our YouTubes, we are live right now, man. So again, man, if you want to hit the super chat, because I know a lot of people don't really have Cash App or whatnot. I don't have Venmo and all that other stuff. So if you want to super chat any particular message that you want pinned on the screen, and super chat messages stay on the screen for at least 60 seconds. But if you want to hit the super chat, all you have to do is go over to our second channel, right? FYF Sports Debates Live. You can go over to the second channel. You can super chat and your message will be pinned for at least 60 seconds. And that will be a question that's priority that will immediately get addressed. All right. Today is a topic, man, that's going to be touchy for a lot of people. And it's going to be touchy for a multitude of reasons, man. I'm going to tell you guys why. Draymond Green came out with his top 5 list. And not only did Draymond Green come out with his top 5 list, Draymond Green, he also addressed why he had LeBron James over Michael Jordan. And I don't think too many people had a big issue with his list. Reg Dog said, is that Sway Lee singing? No, that's not Sway Lee singing. That's actually one of the describers. Everybody that you guys heard in that in an intro track is a subscriber to the channel. Right? You got Chris Jenkins. You got the little homie. I call him Artemis Art. He's out in the UK. He was singing the hook. T Streets, Mac Def, Mr. Big Chest. I mean, this is all subscribers. I mean, that intro was all made by you guys. You know what I'm saying? Even the beat was put together by one of the subscribers. So, man, that's all FYF Sports. That's all organic FYF Sports material. Right? Don't get much better than that. Right? That's how involved and invested you guys into the show. Right? So every time, like I said, Mac Def, as crazy as his takes are, he's going to be forever ingrained in this show as long as I'm running that intro. Same with Mr. Big Chest. He's off right now. He's in college. He's playing the drums for the band. He ain't been just coming to shows as much, but that's cool. He's forever ingrained in the show. Same with Chris Jenkins. He's done a couple shows, so that's what I'm saying. But I will be doing a new intro pretty soon here. I think it's about that time. So again, we might get a whole nother host of you guys to do it. But today we got to talk about Draymond Green. I'm gonna be opening the panel up. I expect this to get contentious. But Draymond Green's top 5 list. LeBron James at 1, Michael Jordan at number 2, Kobe at 3, Steph Curry at 4, and I think he had Shaquille O'Neal at 5. All right. Now, I think the thing that bothered most people was what he said. He said why he had LeBron over Michael Jordan. And he said he had LeBron over Michael Jordan because Jordan never beat the greatest team ever assembled. Jordan, now a lot of people say that the Chicago Bulls 72-10 team was the greatest team ever assembled. A lot of people say that. I can argue that. I don't believe that the 72-10 Bulls was the greatest team ever assembled. I don't believe that, I just don't believe they are. And the reason why I kind of backtracked and said the 72-10 team can't be the greatest team ever assembled. They can't be the greatest team ever because a lot of people don't even label that team a super team. I mean, I hear people say that the Brooklyn Nets with James Harden, KD, and Kyrie, they're a super team. I hear people say that the Lakers, Brian, Russ, and AD, super team. I hear people say that Bosh, Wade, and LeBron super team. Love, Kyrie, LeBron super team. But a lot of people, when you're talking about the 90s Chicago Bulls team, they say that's not a super team. So if we're labeling all of these other teams super teams, yet the Chicago Bulls is not a super team, then how can I rank this Chicago Bulls team over any other team that, especially the Jordan fans, classify as super? Right? You can't tell me LeBron's on a team that's super, but then tell me that a Chicago Bull team that isn't super is better. Or even a Golden State Warrior team. You can't say that the Chicago Bulls, a non-super team, a team that is not as good by definition, you can't tell me a team that's not super can beat a team that you guys decry as super. Draymond Green has been on record saying multiple times that he believes his Golden State Warriors will not just beat the 96 Bulls after watching them play. He said they would sweep them based on how they played. And he said it very confidently. And it kind of makes sense based on the Jordan fan logic. If the Bulls were not a super team and the Golden State Warriors were super to the extent that you guys completely discredit the two championships that Kevin Durant won with the Golden State Warriors, because once he joined that team, they were so overpowered that nobody else could win, which I agree with. But by that logic, I agree with what Draymond said. The Bulls were inferior to all of these super teams that we say are super. Now, with that knowledge, I do expect some of the Jordan fans to come in here and then go ahead and admit that the Bulls were a super team and then try to backtrack and wiggle their way out of it. But I think we all know the common sentiments around some of the logic that people say about this Bulls team. And remember, this logic that they say about the Chicago Bulls, the logic that's used, is used to find little cheapskate ways to elevate Michael Jordan. Even not that he even needs these little sneaky ways to get elevated. Man, salute to everybody in the chat too, man. We got Cuba back here today, man. We got Renegade, man. Renegade is always here for these topics. We got Kyla in the chat, man. I saw her yesterday. We got Reg Dog TV. We got Myron, the comment God. Salute to Myron, man. Right? We got Pagan 180. Look, the crazy thing about this is, and this is why we got to talk about this right here. It's a common, and if I'm wrong, you guys come and correct me. It's a common belief. It is very common sentiment that the Chicago Bulls in neither one of their championship runs had a super team. This is something that Jordan fans are very adamant about. That Chicago Bull team was not super at all. If that Chicago Bulls team was not super, then by definition, how can they be better than any team that's labeled super? Super team just means you guys are really good. A lot of guys that are going to end up in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the Bulls had that. I mean, Bob, if I use my own logic, the Bulls met the criteria to be a super team. By my logic, when I look at Rodman, Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame caliber, you got Pippen, superstar of the 90s. A lot of people like to deny that, but he was a top 5 player of the 90s throughout when he was in his prime. You have Jordan was a superstar. You had the best coach. You had the best 6th man. I thought they were kind of super to me. I mean, I don't know. I thought the Bulls were kind of super. They were overpowered based on based on the level of competition that they were facing. They were extremely overpowered. There was no team with that much talent. They were overpowered. We got the Black Basketball Channel with Zen Master. He says I'm capping. Y'all gonna have a tough time. See, I'm in a win-win situation in this argument, because either you're going to come out of this conversation admitting that the Chicago Bulls were a super team, or you're going to come out of this conversation agreeing with Draymond Green that Michael Jordan never beat the greatest team ever assembled. And when I say assembled, I don't care how that team was assembled. See, I don't care. See, the problem is I don't care how the Bulls were assembled. I don't care that they might have drafted Horace Grant. I don't care that they traded for Scottie Pippen on draft day. I don't care how they were assembled. They were assembled somehow. They went out and recruited Tony Kukoc. Like, I don't care how they were assembled. They got assembled. To me, they were super. To Jordan fans, they weren't super. Well, I don't know. So it's really a win-win for me. It's going to be a teaching lesson for Jordan fans, no matter how you slice it, because you're going to come out of this argument agreeing with me on one spectrum. There's no other side to taking this. I'm going to drop the link, man. We got to talk about what Draymond Green. First, we need to hear from everybody. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to hold off on dropping the link, man. Let me hold off on dropping the link. Let me see if somebody hit the Cash App. I know yesterday we had Double E. He came through and he hit the Cash App after the stream was over, man. So salute to Double E. Man, he is always coming through, supporting the channel. Let me call these out real quick for the people that took the time to donate to the channel. If I can find it. All right, no, we don't have any today so far. He says the Warriors were better with KD. Did he beat them? Hold on. He says, go James, live. Salute, man. Myron, you got to come pull up one day. He says the 90s NBA wasn't super. Only 3 players was great. Penny, MJ, Hakeem. Look, a lot of people say that I bash on the 90s, and I don't feel like I'm bashing on the 90s. I feel like I'm just telling the truth about the 90s. Right? I just don't believe it was not this star-studded era that people try to portray it to be. It was not extremely competitive. It was an era where all of the stars were handicapped and kind of stuck on their teams. Patrick Ewing wanted to leave the Knicks, but if he would have left the Knicks based on that CBA, he would have had to take an 80% pay cut just to leave. Similar to how Horace Grant, when he left the Bulls, he took a massive pay cut to join the Orlando Magic that first year, almost making the NBA minimum. And then after he played a year with the Orlando Magic, they got his bird rights, and that's when they paid him the big deal. But if you wanted to leave your team, the team that drafted you in the 90s, if you wanted to leave your team, it was extremely hard. You would have had to make some amazing sacrifices. So guys were not staying on their own teams in the 90s because they were loyal or they wanted to compete. They wanted their money, and that's why they stayed. And if they left, their paychecks would get sliced. This is why Pippen was just demanding a trade. You know, he was never just going to walk away. He says your top steals leader in your league was trash. Well, you know, I mean, I don't know who the top steals leader was for the majority. I know Pippen was up there a couple times, Stockton and all those guys. I don't want to call them complete trash. But again, if you weren't on the Chicago Bulls, you were never going to have enough talent to win a championship. And the only time these other teams really had a true opportunity is when Jordan walked away from the game. J. Lou says three-peating is actually what a super team is. Now, I don't know if three-peating makes you a super team, because I believe you can still be a super team and not three-peat, because we've seen a lot of super teams just fail. There's a lot of super teams that have gotten put together. They just didn't get the job done. When Kobe, Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Shaq, Kobe, all those guys on one team, that was a super team that just failed. They didn't get it done. And I think it's a bigger indictment if you have a super team and you lose. But see, Jordan fans never use that argument. See, it would be much smarter for Jordan fans to say, yes, we had a super team, but LeBron had a super team, but he lost with his super team. We never lost with our super team. And then you guys would be able to debate the competition and all that. You would have to go through that realm, which I don't think you could really hold up there if you were a Jordan fan, but you would have a much better argument going that direction. All right, man, let's get this in here, man. Salute to people in here. We got 96 in the chat, man. I should wait till we get at least 100 people in here. All right, numbers a little low today. Yesterday we got up to almost like 300 people in the chat. The morning show, y'all. We're gonna be doing the FYF Sports morning show. This is gonna be pretty consistent for a minute. All right, y'all might as well just set out notifications and alarms 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, whatever time zone you're in, whatever time it is right now. We're going to be doing this for quite some time. I actually enjoy these morning shows. Man. Link is in the chat, man. Link is in the chat, man. If y'all want to come pull up and talk about what Draymond Green said, he says LeBron James is the GOAT. Why? Because Jordan never beat the greatest team ever assembled. And many people argue that Jordan would not be able to beat the greatest team ever assembled. Cuba Stockton here, man. What's good, Cuba? What you got on this, Cuba?
Not much. Hey, look, hey, that's his list, man. Like I said, that's one hell of a starting five. I got to go back and watch it again, though. Honestly, you said he had Bron, Jordan. Was it Kobe, Curry, and Shaq?
Yep.
I mean, shit, man. That's his list.
Like me is raw.
What happened?
A lot of ways to make window projects.
Oh.
Hold on. He got some background.
Evil last laugh, man.
Yeah, Minka Jester on something. I don't know what he got going on over there, man.
The bandwagon.
Midtown.
The bandwagon's on the building.
Hey, man, I don't know no bandwagon that you're talking about, sir.
Hey, Midtown, what you got on this topic?
Man, this is an interesting topic. I don't even know what to say really. Like, this shit is shit. Draymond Green, right? Damn. I would say they're a super team because I would say the boys is a super team because they three-peated, and I wouldn't call. Yeah, you could be a super team and not three-peat, but then that'll rate. That would, in my eyes, I would think your greatness will go down just a little bit because all the like Kobe, Jordan, only Jordan and Kobe is the only ones that three-peated. So, shit. I wouldn't rate.
So by that definition, that means the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors with KD was not a super team, and LeBron, none of LeBron's teams were a super team by that logic.
Yeah,
because none of them three-peated.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
No, it don't make no sense. I want to say, that's why I said greater. Like they great. They still stars in my eyes, but they just didn't get it done. I don't think because a three-peat dude. I think a three-peat way out MVPs to me.
Hey, Lamar. Hey,
that's the goal. Ain't that the goal to get the goal, right?
That's the goal, but man, I mean, it's just tough here because like we had a weird starting point because like Mingo Jester, he's on mute right now. He had something going on. I don't know what he had going on in the background, but Mingo Jester is gonna have to do one or two things. He's gonna have to admit that the Bulls was a super team, or he's just gonna have to admit that Draymond Green was right. There's only two options here. Because if the Bulls are not a super team, that means they're not going to be better than any Warriors team or any LeBron-led team. And that, by definition, means that Draymond is right because that competition was just greater when LeBron was.
The only thing he's right about is the competition. But other than that, bro, he can't say shit about a three-peat or no type of championship. Just because he is a championship himself, you can't take away Jordan's hell nah.
Hey Lamar, you know he ain't gonna agree with Jordan over Bron, so it's gonna have to be the other.
Here's the problem, but we can't take away Jordan's championships. We can't take Jordan's championship, but the thing is, Jordan fans take away Bill Russell's championships and try to discredit those.
Yeah,
because Bill Russell got 11 of them things.
Did you see what I had said earlier?
What'd you say?
No, I'm saying if I think I'm somewhat agree with y'all, man, as far as the 2017 Warriors. Because didn't KD and Curry, because Curry before that averaged 30 points, and then the next year he missed like a lot of games and went down. His points per game went down because KD joined. And wasn't he hurt that next season? And they still won 65 games, right?
Yeah.
Or 67.
Hey, I'm gonna read. Let me read what Draymond Green said exactly. Right. So now we don't have no confusion. He says, my top 5 is LeBron, number 1, MJ, number 2, Kobe, number 3, Steph, number 4, and Shaq, number 5. He says, what Bron has done started in 03, and by 05, he was the best player in the NBA. He said in 2020, he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did. So he says the game went from 2 slow big men to stretch 4 big men to back to 2 big men to no big men. And he said he's been the best no matter how the game has changed.
He
And he
moving the
says Green
goalposts
followed up his
all type of ways,
statements.
bro.
He says Green followed up his statements even more, claiming that LeBron James faced harder competition than Michael Jordan, and that Michael Jordan couldn't pass the same way LeBron can pass. He says when you look at the teams that Bron has carried to championships or carried to the finals, he says MJ didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled. He says nor did he run up against the greatest team ever assembled every year. He says, when you look at the skill set that Bron has, there's nobody that has ever played the game of basketball that can do what LeBron James does on the basketball court. Michael Jordan could do just about all of that LeBron James does, just for damn sure he couldn't pass like LeBron. So he's basically saying that LeBron is just superior to Michael Jordan as a player in every way imaginable. And the only reason LeBron James has scars on his finals record is because he faced greater competition. Now that we heard exactly what he said, and I believe, I mean, now I don't know how you
truth on that
just.
shit.
And Lamont,
Yeah, hey, what's up, locker room? What's good, man?
what's going
Hey,
on?
Lamont, real
Listen,
quick, can
He
you
was
highlight
put no
Eastside's
context.
comment?
That nigga ain't put no context on that shit. Like, what year is he
Who's
talking
coming?
about? Like,
It was Eastside. What's his Eastside? Scroll on. It's Eastside. What's his name? Yeah, that one.
There you go. Oh, what's good, locker room? What you got on this?
yeah, man. What's going on? Shout out
What's
to the
good,
panel.
man?
Yeah, man. Draymond, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. And the biggest indictment to me on the GOAT debate when we talk about Michael, right? Think about when KD joined the Warriors in 2017, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much a foregone conclusion who was going to win the championship, right? And the reason why is because, you add Kevin Durant to a 73-win team. Obviously, you turn on, national TV, you hear Chris Broussard, Skip Bayless. Everybody's like, oh, now Kevin Durant is the best player when he beats LeBron, right? But my thing is, you joined a 73-win team. So the expectations are for you to win. So look back at the Bulls in the 90s. People talk so much about Jordan, but they forget the other parts of why the Bulls won. The Bulls won in the 90s because they had the best team. It's not just Jordan. They had the best team overall. And I don't know if you ever seen that commercial that Jordan did, Lamont. He talked about it. He said, people want to talk about who's the best player, but let's talk about who has the best team. So my thing is, when you talk about the GOAT debate, LeBron did more with less. So how is that not more impressive when you take a team of lesser talent and you take them all the way to the finals, but we discredit LeBron, right? And we say, oh, look at his final record. Okay, well, let's look at 2007 when he took the Cavs to the finals. Look at that roster. They had no business even being in the finals. So that's one finals loss right there. Then you look at 2013, the San Antonio Spurs, Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. That's 4 Hall of Famers. He faced them in 2013 and 2014. So that's 2 finals appearances right there, right? None of those teams Jordan faced in the finals was better than the Spurs. None of those teams was better than the Warriors. So think about it, right? He got 2 finals losses to the Warriors in 2017 and 2018 when KD joined the Warriors. Name me the team in the 90s that could have beat the Golden State Warriors with Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Kevin Durant. Karl Malone and John Stockton is not beating those Warriors teams. The Sonics is not beating those Warrior teams. The Trailblazers, the Suns. So when you look at LeBron's finals record, you gotta peel back the layer a little bit. There's a reason why the record is what it is. Now, imagine you took Jordan off of those Bulls teams, right? Because they didn't start winning to what, his 7th season. So imagine you replaced prime LeBron James in his 7th year. That was the first year in Miami, his 7th year. So you take Jordan off and you put prime LeBron on and you give him the exact same teams. Who's going to beat him and Scotty and the Bulls? Who? Is Karl Malone and John Stockton going to do it? I don't think so.
Yeah, that Utah Jazz team was never looked at as an all-time great team, win or lose. I mean, he says, be careful, Lamont. He says, some people are going to try to compare Antoine Jamison on the Cavs to Scottie Pippen, and then we would laugh at you because Scottie Pippen is a Hall of Famer, and Scottie Pippen's greatness was not completely hinged on offensive numbers. It's widely known that Scottie Pippen's superstardom was hinged on his defense first and his playmaking first. And he still had an all-star ability to score the basketball. He was still great at scoring the basketball, which is why he's a Hall of Famer, which is why in the 90s he was looked at as a top 5 player throughout the 90s. You just go look at the NBA power rankings. Antoine Jamison was never looked at as maybe even a top 20 player when he played during his time. Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest to ever do it all time. He's top 50 all time to that degree. But yeah, there's no comparison. People who try to compare Jamison and Pippen, they're idiots. Now, no comparison there.
Now, Lamont, you remember in 2017, look back at KD's stint with the Warriors. After that first championship, what was the narrative on national television? Kevin Durant is now the best player on the planet. That was the narrative because he beat LeBron in the finals. But wait a second. Wasn't he on the best team? He was on the better team. So it's the same thing with the Bulls. We talk about Michael Jordan like he was out there by himself. I heard somebody say one time, Lamont, they said, oh, well, Michael Jordan in the 90s or whatever, he never lost more than 2 games. Just even the way they phrase that, they make it seem like he's literally out there playing 1-on-5. Nobody ever acknowledges the team, the coaching, the era, the people he went against. Like I said, it's funny to me, man.
It's his impact. I'm saying though, like why would you gonna notice somebody impact? Like that's what they rating it off for. They're not rating it off the team. They're rating it off his impact.
What Mingo Jester got going on over there? Hold on, let's listen in.
Oh, you left.
What is that?
Sound like he in a trap house, man.
Oh,
Go ahead and do it.
he throwing a midday party.
Man, Mingo Jester got the old English out. I guarantee you he got an old English in his hand right now.
That of the Hennessy.
I guarantee you got an old. What the heck? That's definitely a trap house.
You on that, nigga? This nigga he said Trick Daddy. He said, you on that, nigga?
Oh, he listening to Trick Daddy, man. Oh, he definitely.
This nigga having a top party. That nigga having a top party.
Hey, Mingo, you just made the list.
Mingo just a cat. Oh,
hey, Mingo,
crazy. He definitely in the trap, man. We're gonna let him handle his business, man. All right, man. We got it. Mac Def, you here?
Yeah, we good. Do I got echo?
Yeah, I hear you. Nah, you ain't got no echo, man. What's good, Mac Def? What's your thoughts on this, man? Draymond Green right or is Draymond Green wrong?
A bunch of cap in his rap, but
why is he capping?
I agree with some stuff. Only two things. Number one, I agree what he said as far as Jordan didn't face the greatest team assembled. That's because Jordan was the greatest team assembled. He was the greatest team. He played on the greatest team ever. So as far as
So you agree they were a super team?
yeah, that you could call them a super team. We had the best
No.
player, we got the best coach, we had the 6 man of the year rebounder, Pippen, top 5 player. We had the greatest team ever. My point is, did we lose?
No, you didn't lose.
Okay, so that diminishes every point.
Now,
If we would have lost, then you could say something. But
now
since
here's
we won,
here's this is the question now that then. So now if it's just all about winning and not necessarily about the level of competition that you faced, wouldn't that by definition make Bill Russell the GOAT over MJ?
Number two,
This is
my
about
second
winning.
no, hold on. My second thing that I wanted to say is that when you guys concentrate on the 96 Bulls, the man three-peated before that. And to win his first championship, he beat a two-time defending champion in the Bad Boy Pistons with 3 Hall of Famers, Dennis Rodman, Joe Dumars, and Isaiah Thomas. And then he beat the Lakers, which was a dynasty, with 5 championships with Magic, Vlade Divac, and James Worthy, 3 Hall of Famers. So everything that Draymond says is kind of irrelevant because Jordan played on the greatest team and won and dominated, never lost. And then he three-peated before that and beat champions and dynasties without a super team.
So are you saying you consider, like, so for example, you consider that Laker team with Magic and Worthy equatable to a team like the Warriors or the Spurs that LeBron faced?
Yes, they were a dynasty. I consider the Bad Boy Pistons
but that Laker team without Kareem wasn't a super team.
I didn't say they were a super team.
They were a good team.
The Spurs were never a super team neither. But you asked me, are they equivalent to the Warriors and the Spurs? Yes, they were. They were a dynasty. I think the Bad Boy Pistons,
that Laker team was no longer a dynasty once Kareem retired. They were just a good team.
They were just.
That's like saying the Bulls were still a super team when Jordan retired because they still had all those good players, but they lost Jordan.
That's not true. Because Kareem was on his last legs, the last 2 champions. That was Magic Johnson as the number 1 option.
Okay, so
Magic Johnson's an MVP. Magic Johnson was the reigning league MVP when he.
No, they were a good team. I'm not saying they weren't a good team, but they were no longer super without Kareem at his peak.
Correct. I'm not saying that they were super, but they were a dynasty. The Spurs were never a super team, but they were still a dynasty.
The Spurs were a super team. They were assembled a little different. Pieces looked a little different because they weren't all these all-star, but they were super. They were dominant.
The Spurs was not a super team.
The Spurs, those Spurs teams will be looked at is like if you make a list of like the top 20 teams all time ever, some of those Spurs teams will be in that list.
Correct. I got one of Tim Duncan's teams in my top 10, but I don't have them over the Bad Boy Pistons.
So the Bad Boy Pistons at that time, with Isaiah Thomas hurt, was a super team.
First of all, that Isaiah Thomas hurt stuff, we gotta we gotta stop that. And no, the Pistons were not a super. I don't believe the Pistons were a super team.
Okay, so if the Pistons were not a super team and the Lakers were not a super team, is no conversation because all of the teams LeBron James faced, Warriors, Spurs, these were historically great
super team.
Okay, but you already said that you could name one of those Spurs teams and list them as one of the greatest teams of all time. You can't do that.
But I can do that with
1991
as well.
You can't do that with that 1990-91 Pistons teams, and you cannot do that with that 1990-91 Laker team.
So that's a lie, bro. The Pistons were an all-time great team.
Hey, how is Tim Duncan is a super team? I want to know that shit. I want to know because Parker not a Hall of Famer yet.
Tony Parker was an all-star caliber player. Popovich, one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Y'all said Hall of Fame.
Tim Duncan.
All-star to Hall of Fame.
Hey, okay? Let's just remove the super team label.
And they weren't even out their prime.
Hold on. Let's do this. No, Midtown. I'm gonna make it easy.
Out their prime, bro.
Midtown. I'm gonna make it easy for you. But Midtown, I'm gonna make it easy then. let's take off the super team label. Was that Spurs team one of the greatest teams of all time?
Yes.
Okay, so
I would
irregardless
probably
of them
too.
being super or not, you just admitted they're one of the greatest teams of all time, and LeBron had to face them multiple times.
So he only faced them what, 2
There's no
times?
team that Jordan faced that you could say is one of the greatest teams of all time.
So the bad boy Pistons are
And
not
the
a
only
top
teams
team.
the only team that you could say
Oh
was
my
one of the greatest
God.
teams of all time that he faced when they were at their peak. Because remember, LeBron faced a lot of these teams when they were at their peak. Jordan never faced these teams when at their peak. He
The
only beat the
Spurs weren't
Pistons when
at
they were
their
on their
peak.
decline, and
Duncan
he
was
never
not at
beat
his
the
peak.
Celtics.
Duncan was not at his peak. Duncan was only scoring like 20 something a game.
Do you know
That's why he
Jordan's
needed.
been, LeBron was in the league since 03. He saw the Spurs early in his career.
That's still not their peak.
It don't matter.
07?
They were
Right.
still
Tim Duncan on the real. Tim Duncan was old as a bitch. That's like
No, he was
get that
not.
shit out of
Okay,
here.
so hold
He
on. If
in
Tim
his
Duncan
30,
was
he was
old,
like 30
so
something.
okay, that's not old. If Tim
I'm
Duncan was
saying.
old, then why are you telling me that this Spurs teams are one of the greatest teams of all time?
Because they are.
Y'all said
It doesn't
super.
matter how
Y'all keep
old. It
saying
doesn't matter how old they is. If we're the Spurs, is not a super team. They're a dynasty.
Okay.
And yes, those
Okay.
championship
So
teams you
during
can mention as one of
Jordan's
the
championship
greatest.
run, when did he face a dynasty team? Since you don't like the super team term, when did he face a team that you guys would consider one of the greatest teams of all time and prevail during the
The
championship
Lakers
runs?
were a dynasty, bro.
They were not the dynasty. You cannot be a dynasty without the biggest part that made you a dynasty, which was Kareem. They were no longer a
So how they a
dynasty.
dynasty now then?
Hold on, time
How
out.
how is there a dynasty? How they?
Bro, were the
Go ahead.
Bulls still a dynasty team when Jordan retired?
Bro, did we go to the playoffs?
Were they dynasty team?
Oh, when you talking about the first
So I
retirement?
guess
Hold on,
when
time out.
Jordan
You talking about the
retired,
first retirement?
I guess the Knicks can say we beat a dynasty Bulls team even though Jordan was there.
If you're talking about the first retirement, yeah, we were 3-time defending champions. We were
No.
a dynasty.
That's what I'm saying. When Jordan was not there in '94, and
Yes, we were a dynasty.
When the
Yes.
Knicks beat the Bulls, are the Knicks going to walk around saying we beat a dynasty Bulls team in the playoffs even though they didn't have Jordan?
Patrick Ewing and any Knicks fan should say we ended the Bulls dynasty run and they didn't have Jordan. Yes, they can say that. Yes. I am a Bulls fan. We were a dynasty, bro.
The Bulls
They
were
ended our
not
run.
the super team that they were. You cannot be a super team without the stars that make you a super team.
So
The Lakers cannot be super without Kareem. There was nothing. They were beatable. They were very beatable. They were just a good team once they lost Kareem.
Lamont, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say something right quick, and I think this is one of the biggest things when we talk about Jordan being the GOAT, right? So when he retired, I got the 93-94 Bulls pulled up right here, right? Now they came into the season, Lamont. They were expected to win 50 games in 93-94. They finished the season 55-27, and they were a 3 seed. So this is without Michael Jordan, right? So how can you be the GOAT and you're not even on the team anymore, and the team is still a top 3 team, and they won 55 games? Now, meanwhile, what happened, Lamont, when LeBron James left Cleveland? Where were they at? They were in the NBA draft lottery.
That's a mute point, bro.
They were in the NBA draft lottery. What happened when he left Miami?
Point.
What has Miami done since?
That's a mute point.
How is that a mute point?
That's a horrible take.
Come on, man. You dudes can't sit up on the internet and say that's a horrible take. This is a fact. I'm reading this off the internet. This actually happened. What are you talking about?
I'll explain it. Number one, Scottie Pippen's a top 5. Let me finish. Number one, Scottie Pippen's a top 5 player in the 90s. That was at his prime, at his peak in 94. He was like second in MVP voting. Number 2, which is the biggest reason, the 94 team had more talent than the previous 3 championship teams. Let me explain. If you take the core, Pippen, Horace Grant, Cartwright, Paxson, and B.J. Armstrong, and then you add Steve Kerr, and then you add Tony Kukoc, and then you add a Luke Longley and Bill Winningson, they had more pieces in that 94 team if they would have had Jordan, they probably would have won 70 games that season. If
Would they have been
had
a super team with Jordan?
Would they would have been a super team? I don't know. You could, if you want to classify them as a super team, you can. But I can't do hypotheticals. The '96 team was a super team. The last 3P was a super team. I don't know if you could call the '94 Bulls with Jordan a super team. That's hypothetical. I don't know. But that's like saying then if you're gonna give credit for LeBron leaving, hold on, real quick. If you're gonna give credit for LeBron leaving the Cavs and the Miami Heat and them going to shit, then we gotta elevate Steph Curry because after KD left, the nigga still won. After Shaq left Kobe, he still won. So we don't elevate the players based on keeping the same energy when great players leave and they still win, but we want to downgrade Jordan and uplift LeBron. Come on, bro. Keep the same energy.
Well, I think what the point he's making, McDuff, is that I think he's trying to help you understand, get a sense of how much help Jordan actually had. You know, I think a lot of people spend time trying to diminish the rest of the Bulls, Pippen and all these other guys, and make it seem like they were just second fiddle when he left. As locker room said, I know what he was saying
is a top 5 player.
No, but what he was just saying was he was just trying to bring the light to that Bulls team was constructed in a manner to make them super, and they were still one of the best teams in the league. They were assembled so well that they were still one of the best teams in the NBA, even when Jordan walked away. And that just tells you the level of help he had. So when people, like, again, we know one of the main arguments when people get on LeBron is they say he has super help. Well, I think Michael Jordan did not win anything. He actually had a losing record in the playoffs and in the regular season until he got this super help. Once Pippen and Horace Grant and Phil Jackson, them guys came, that's when he started winning. He wasn't winning anything until they came.
Yeah, but
he got a ton of help.
Go ahead.
But this is not. I don't want to really. This is not a conversation to really debate Jordan versus LeBron. I just want to debate the argument, the argument, the logic.
Yeah,
did Michael Jordan,
the greatest team assembled, because
Jordan never faced Jordan never faced the level of competition that LeBron did, and I want to know since it's overwhelmingly clear that LeBron James faced far significant competition in the finals and I believe throughout the playoffs.
Facts.
Then why is the onus? Why is he held to the standard of perfection that Jordan is, even though Jordan played far weaker competition? But LeBron is knocked for having a losing record, even though it's understood he played superior competition.
And can I say one thing?
Let me say something. Didn't LeBron James face lesser competition to get to the playoffs?
No.
Come on, he went to the whole East. Him and D Wade.
That's not
to
true.
the whole East. Come on, bro.
That's not true.
Who was winning in the East? Who was winning in the East? Who was winning in the East with the year Miami?
One at a time. No, hold on. Bro. Okay. Look. I don't want to go through the entire because we've done this before and we've went through it and we've already come to the consensus that LeBron has faced far more competition on the road to the finals and in the finals. It's not close than Michael Jordan. Teams in the 90s were just not constructed well enough to put up a good enough fight against the Chicago Bulls. As Jordan himself said, there was only one team that really gave him problems, and that was the Indiana Pacers.
So Tatum was competition because they took him to 7 games.
No, Jordan said the only team that gave them problems was the Indiana Pacers. I'm just going off what Jordan said. I mean, if you have an issue with that, then you got to take that up with Jordan.
I'm talking about the LeBron case. I ain't talking about Jordan.
Lamont.
Okay, finally.
Lamont, can I just say this one thing, right? Now, what do you think is harder? To take $1 and to turn it into $100, or to take $100 and to turn it into $1,000? When you talk about the GOAT debate, how can you not have LeBron as the GOAT when he did more with less? So when I bring up that
how he did more with less,
hold on, let him finish, and I'm gonna let you rebuttal, Midtown.
So when I bring up the 93, the Bulls roster, like I said, without Michael Jordan, they were a 3 seed. This is without Michael Jordan. LeBron James, when he leaves your team,
that's a stupid argument.
You said what?
You heard me. That's a
Let him
stupid
mingle,
argument.
Mingle.
Hold on, y'all. Look, I'm gonna let him finish, and I'm gonna let y'all rebuttal,
Mingle
y'all.
Jester funny as hell, man.
So like I said, man, me personally, I just feel like LeBron James did more with less. But y'all can go ahead.
Salute everybody. I'm gonna try to get in on this. What's going on? What's going on, Lamont chat panel? What's going on?
What's good, SB?
Salute.
Oh, look, man. First of all, if y'all keep using this, what's that? Y'all said competition argument as a debate to try to push my way. That's a weak argument. You cannot control who you play. At the end of the day, also, Jordan has beat teams with better records in the Eastern Conference. No matter how you feel like they weak, because you're looking at the player's name, you got to take things for the narrative that they was at that point. At that point in time, those was the best players on the planet. And comparing them to the players today is a weak argument because, of course, the skills is going to get higher. 20, 30 years from now, we're going to laugh at the players that we play that play today and say they don't compare to the players 20, 30 years from now.
No, we're not.
Yes, we
sir.
is. Yes, we is. So I'm going to give you another thing. Perfect example, right? Y'all quick to say to LeBron, this is something that nobody talks about. And I leave it alone because I don't care. If LeBron, Jordan, Kareem to GOAT, once you got them through the conversation, I don't care to argue because everybody has a great case to be the GOAT. But this is going to happen 20, 30 years from now, right? We're going to go back and look at LeBron, the 73 win Warriors, right, in the finals, right? Greatest finals comeback we ever seen. Greatest team we ever seen, which is capped because they were a better team with Kevin Durant. LeBron James a year before took that team to 6 games by himself with Matthew Dellavedova starting. Then went down 3-1 with Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. You think people not going to look back and say, I don't know if that's really is a big of accomplishment. That's what I'm saying. You got to watch how y'all debate because it's not going to bite y'all now. But 10, 15, 20 years from now, it's going to bite y'all in the behind. Same thing.
Hey, let me go next, Lamont. Let me go next.
Y'all saying about LeBron with facing competition, which I don't, like I said, I don't care either one of them to go. He lost.
No, let me.
Duncan.
SB, let me say one thing. Let me ask you one
Right,
question.
and I just said that shit. Like y'all, they be.
Hold on, Midtown. Let me say one thing. I gotta ask SB. So SB brought up a point. He says a lot of the teams have better records. The teams that Jordan faced have better records than the teams. So if having a better record makes you the better team, I think in one of those years, I think it might have been 97, 98. The Utah Jazz had a better record than the Chicago Bulls. Did that make them a better team than the Bulls that year?
No matter what, they just couldn't beat them.
No, I'm saying if a better record makes you the better team, or we're supposed to because if we look at records as you say, then let's look at records because throughout the majority of the 90s, there were multiple years that Jordan played in the 90s where 20% of the league lost 60 games.
Correct.
So if we have to look at, I've never seen that's never happened in any other era of basketball where you have 20% of your league losing 60 games. That's not a very good league.
That's not
right and that's because of the expansion teams. Because you're pulling draft capital from other teams, so they can't build up. This is why teams like the Utah Jazz were stuck. Teams like the Spurs were stuck, and you guys can't really think of any significant. Unless they went to an expansion team, you can't think of any significant rookies that came in the league that made an impact. Remember, all the best rookies went to who? Went to expansion teams. They never went to the Clippers. They never went to all these other teams. So again,
that's why Orlando the Heat was competitive. But
Orlando Heat got competitive. Charlotte got competitive. Miami got competitive, right? But the teams that were there, Celtics struggled to get competitive. The Cavs struggled to be competitive. All the teams that existed were stuck in some type of black hole that they couldn't get out of because there were so many expansion teams they couldn't improve. And so, we're going to talk about.
If you're not wrong, but my point I'm saying is that to call them trash, is wrong.
We didn't say trash. We didn't say trash.
They're not as good compared to today, though, man. They just weren't as good compared to today.
Of course, that's every era has
to tell me. Average, who don't know that they was average players.
Hold on, Judah, Shaq did get drafted to an expansion team. The Orlando Magic were an expansion team.
Yes, he did, and he made the finals with them. Like third, fourth.
Lonzo Mourning got drafted to the expansion team. Yep. Like all these expansion teams, these were expansion teams that were the expansion teams blew up before teams that existed.
Whoa. But how is that Jordan fault? Because it was a lot of expansion teams back then.
Hold on, we're not saying it's Jordan fault.
But you keep bringing it up like it is.
Mingo Jester. If the competition, if you can't control the competition, then that means you guys should be making the same argument for Bill Russell, and Bill Russell needs to be your GOAT.
Thank you. No, Bill Russell's not my GOAT.
Why? But why?
You know why? Because see, my criteria is different from everybody else. I don't just go strictly on rings. That's not my criteria at all. I got my three things to make you the GOAT is you have to do it on all three levels: winning, stats, and achievements. That's my criteria.
Yeah, but Mingo Jester, that's not going to be a fair argument for Bill Russell because a lot of the stats that he compiled weren't even getting recorded. They didn't, like, for a long portion of his career, they didn't record blocks and things like that. Some of the stats that he would have probably been the league leader in blocks by a long shot.
Lamont, I give you that. But at the same time, though, you can't make an excuse for a center shooting.
All I'm saying is, why do you have something? Why do you have something in your?
But how do you explain a center shooting 44% from the field?
No, hold on. That's irrelevant. What I'm saying is, no, I'm asking you this: why do you have something in your criteria?
And Kobe's the one underfished.
Hold on, Mingo, hold on. But you got something in your criteria that you know is going to eliminate Bill Russell, who's a much better winner than Jordan, from your GOAT conversation. And then in any argument, because in any argument with LeBron, you'll be the first one to say Jordan's 6-0. LeBron has a lot of losses in the fight.
Yep, I done heard you say it before. I done heard you say it.
Yeah, I would say that, but that ain't my only criteria for that, though. I mean, with that, it's more to it than just that.
Hey, let me ask. Hey, can I ask a question real quick though? I just want to ask a real quick question.
Go ahead.
Hey, how are we having a team discussion or are we having a player discussion?
Team discussion.
Okay, so if it's about the team, I don't know how we can base a player winning championships off of that if it's about the team, because it takes more than just that player. Number one. So I don't understand how we doing that. So if it's an individual, if it's individual, from the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s, it is obvious that the talent has evolved since then. So correct. I don't care what area that you played in. If you played in the 50s, that's where you played. The players in the 80s were better than the players that you played. So it's harder competition. Sorry, that's just the way it is. So we can't just say, well, I don't know how somebody gonna look back 20 years from now and say Golden State was trash. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
No. See, look, you misspoke what I said. You got to listen.
No, go ahead. I'm listening, brother. Go ahead.
I said LeBron. Remember how we praised his 73 and 19? Because what's great about LeBron beating the team in the finals because he came back 3-1. But the notion that he beat the greatest team of all time is false because LeBron James, because nothing changed on that Warriors team. He took them 6 games by himself with Matthew Dellavedova. Correct. Then the next year he played this team, he was down 3-1. I'm telling you, how we debate stuff is gonna come back and people gonna get mad about it. I'm not saying it's necessarily right, but it's gonna come because I'm listening to. I debate with a lot of people. I listen to what people argue and say. It's gonna come back and bite LeBron fans in the behind because of that. Because they're gonna
listen to what you just said though. You just said you said LeBron beat this team. You say LeBron beat this team. LeBron didn't beat that team by itself. It was LeBron. It was Kyrie. It was multiple players.
You talking about the year he got hurt?
Okay.
2015, Kyrie and Kevin Love got injured.
Okay, I got you.
LeBron was not by himself. Dellavedova, and he took that Warriors team 6 games by himself.
Okay, I got you.
You can't tell me Dellavedova helped them go to 6 games, and he got both of his stars. The notion was if Kyrie Irving, all of us still believe this, if Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love played, they beaten the Warriors that first year.
I agree.
Yeah.
So the next year he goes there 3-1 with his stars, with his star players. Because that's what I'm saying. Because we just think that's the greatest finals of all time. It's not if you really go back and watch it. Only thing impressive about that finals is that he was down 3-1 and he came back. With the Cavaliers.
Hold on. Why do you think that's like one of the greatest accomplishments in sports history?
That's the only thing. That's what I'm telling you.
What do you mean the only thing? That's like one of the biggest things ever.
That's a big deal, shit.
Right? They beat a 73-win team that was looked at as a juggernaut, and they came back from a 3-1 deficit, a deficit that like if you look at the odds. They had like a less than 1% chance of winning that series. Like the odds were like astronomically against them winning that series. And LeBron did the improbable. That was literally one of the greatest sports accomplishments of all time.
Yes,
hey, that team got better. That team got better from the year before, though. That team did get better from the year before.
Who did they add on their roster?
No, they got better. No, they didn't. But they played better than they played. They were way more dominant the next year than they were the year than they were that year.
They played with better.
They were way more dominant the next year.
Look, listen, this is what you got to understand. We sat and watched this, and we felt the aura of the Warriors as he. So we understand, but we talking with 20 years down the line with people who didn't watch it and felt how dominant the Warriors regular season. They're not going to appreciate that. That's what I'm telling you.
Now, SB, let me ask you a question. Against any of the championship teams that or in any of the finals, did you get that sense of competition from any team that Jordan faced in the 90s?
Compared to the Warriors with KD, of course not.
No, any Warriors team, not just that one with KD.
No,
any Warriors team.
I think you could compare. It's really just because of how the Warriors play, and we never seen a team win by like shooting jump shots, so it has the impact. And they got two of the greatest shooters of all time. But you could put the Jazz. I'm taking the Warriors, but you could put the Jazz in like a close second to that competition wise. But I don't feel like Jordan played nobody on the level of LeBron played.
I don't think Jordan played anybody on the level of OKC. I don't think they played nobody on the level of OKC.
OKC was too young. OKC was too young.
OKC was. Hold on. OKC knocked off the San Antonio Spurs that same year they got to the finals.
That's cap. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you that. What year you talking about? I'm gonna tell you why it's cap.
The 2012 Oklahoma City team.
Listen, bro,
I don't see no team that the Bulls played in the finals that was better than them.
First of all, bro, all this is hypothetical. Why are we speaking hypotheticals? You can't prove a.
I can prove that Jordan faced tougher competition in the Eastern Conference throughout his career than LeBron James has faced through his whole career. Eastern Conference, Western Conference, and Finals. Those are facts.
Okay, no, but Mac Def, the problem with this is that Jordan said the only competition he had was the Indiana Pacers.
It was the Indiana Pacers. That came out of his own mouth. That came out of his own mouth.
Well, he said the toughest competition was the Pacers.
That's true. But if I said he faced the 86 Celtics and Larry Bird,
but that wasn't a championship run. Nobody expected him to win that year, and they lost.
No, again, I said, look, Jordan in the Eastern Conference through his career, just in the East, had faced tougher competition.
Please don't count the 80s where he got demolished.
His career.
Please don't count the 80s where he got dog walked. Count the times where he was
okay,
actually
so don't count the 80s. That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about?
You have to count because he played.
I mean, you can count that if you want, but make sure but make sure you accentuate that these teams not just beat them. A lot of times they swept them.
They beat him. I'm saying they beat him.
The Warriors swept the KD Warriors swept LeBron in 2018.
I got two questions. One is a quick yes or no, and the second question is about the topic of the team. Is it yes or no? Do y'all believe that Draymond said LeBron James is the best player in the league since 2005?
Yes, I believe that.
That's cap too. Wait a minute. I got something to say about that. Wait. That's cap.
No, SB. Did you see the video?
I say that's cap. And the reason why I say that's cap is first of all, LeBron said to himself that Kobe was, when he did that interview, he said Kobe was the best player right then. And that was like in 2009 or 8 or something.
2009.
Okay, so hold on, Mingo Jester. That's not. Mingo, here's the problem, Mingo Jester. Hold on, Mingo Jester.
Wait a minute, let me finish.
Hold on, Mingo Jester. I got to stop you there because
I did. Let me finish. Let me finish.
No. I got to stop you, Mingo.
Let me finish.
No. You're good. Because I got to stop you, Mingo Jester. When you say that,
come on, bro.
That it's the bad argument to say that. You can't take LeBron James' word for it when he says that Kobe's better.
Man, that was
Hold on. I gotta mute. This is why. Because y'all don't take his word for it when he said he was the GOAT. See, it's okay for him to say that another player is better, and y'all will just go run with it because he's being humble. But when he's being prideful of himself and he's feeling himself and he says, well, I think this is what made me the GOAT, y'all completely destroy him for that. So again, we know that other players are going to praise other guys, especially that came before them like that. They're going to say things like that to boost them up. Yes. But at the end of the day, let's look at the most impartial person in this picture. The guy named Jerry West. Jerry West drafted Kobe, or got traded for Kobe. He even said in 05
LeBron
that by
was
that
better.
time, LeBron James was the best player in the game. And he's the one he traded for Kobe, and he was the biggest fan of Kobe, bigger than anyone else. I think he would probably have the best, because obviously he's looked at the greatest GM of all time. He said it. So again, let's not look at what LeBron said, because y'all don't consider LeBron credible, because he called himself the GOAT and y'all kill him
He
for
is still, but he is still Kobe over LeBron.
Okay, Lamont. Now to your point, what you just made. All right, now Lamont, but to your point.
Wait.
All right, now wait a minute. Lamont, to your point you just made.
Let me talk to Lamont.
The reason why I said, go ahead.
Lamont, did LeBron make the playoffs yet in his career yet?
No,
I don't know.
He didn't.
How would do the best player in the league? He can't even.
Jerry West? Hold on. That's something you got to take up with Jerry West.
That's why. That's another thing. That's a weird take.
Because that's something you got to take up with Jerry West.
That's why it's a weird take.
Jerry West declared him as the best player in the league.
And it's dumb. I'm telling you, it's dumb.
Okay, so SB, because if you don't agree with that, then you're basically telling me that Jerry West is not credible. If you don't agree with that, then that means you will need to be willing to say that Jerry West is not a credible
GM. Just because you
GM.
play basketball and got a high job don't mean you're
No, okay, but no, Jerry West, a guy that's looked at as the greatest GM of all time, that means you will have to tell me with a straight face he is not credible on this conversation.
That's not saying he's credible. Just because you got credibility don't mean you ain't never wrong.
Okay, what makes him wrong?
How is it not credible though when Jordan making the playoffs with a losing record?
Are you telling me the man that traded for Kobe is wrong?
Exactly.
Jordan made the playoffs with a whole.
It's a whole bunch of Captain Draymond Green.
Even with Jordan was dominating early in the 80s, right? And he was getting his ass kicked. Everybody said he has the potential to be. Nobody said he was the best player in the league.
No, Magic did. Magic did say he was the best player before he ever won a title.
He wasn't winning.
Magic said he was the best player before he ever won a title. Magic said he was the best player before he ever won a title. Stop capping now. Stop capping now. He said he was the best player. He said he was the best player in the league.
But you're switching the argument now. You're switching the argument.
As an individual player, Michael Jordan was better than Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Nah, you're switching the argument because he never mentioned anything about titles. He said making the playoffs. See, you're switching the argument.
I'm not.
He never said anything about a title.
Well, hold on. But Mingo Jester.
He never mentioned nothing about a title.
Mingo Jester. It's kind of disingenuous to talk about Jordan even making the playoffs at the time because he made the playoffs with like a 30-win team.
30-win team.
Come on, that wasn't really even a playoff team.
He made it. It doesn't matter.
20 games. You can't change 20 games under 500.
You can't change history. He made it. I don't know.
Hey, hold on. Hey, let me ask y'all then. Let me ask y'all. When Jordan came in the league, before he got to the finals, was he better than Bird and Magic as an individual basketball player? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah.
No. You smoking dope. You smoking dope.
No, he was not.
You smoking dope.
When he first got to the league, was he better than player?
You smoke. He was a better individual player.
Mingo Jester. He wasn't on a better team. He was not on a better team, but he was definitely the better player.
He was the better player, bro. Oh my God, bro.
How could you consider to be better than some players that actually did something in their career?
Man, we as an individual player, man.
Your skill set. What are you basing that off of?
Your skills. Yes, your skills and your talent. Yes, that's what I'm basing it off.
That's not enough. That's not enough. You gotta show
it. Oh my God, bro.
Just to have talent, as we already see. Look at Tracy McGrady, for example. It's not enough. Talent is not enough.
Only reason why I would say no.
What else do you have to lean on?
Hold on, wait, Mingo. Only reason why I would say no personally for me is because we also always seen guys on bad teams put up crazy numbers. So we didn't know if he could actually win. So just because you put, because he could be like Jordan only could because he ain't got nobody over there. Now we could believe and look at like, yeah, he might be the best player, but I say no because until you show that you can like win even a little bit, I think Jordan took over like in like late like 80, 89, 90 for me, but not no 80, 85, 86. He came in the league in 2 years as the best player of the league. No, bro, he on a bad team.
But that's exactly. But that's a team thing. How you gonna win something if he's on a team that's not as good as Boston, not as good as Detroit, not as good as all these other teams?
Label you as the best player in the league 2 years in the league and you not winning, bro.
If you're hold on. If when Kevin Durant came in the league, you can't tell me because Derek Fisher already got 4 championships. Kevin Durant not better than him. Is that what you're telling me?
That's a dumb one. That is not even the same thing.
Come on, wait.
That's not even the same thing. That is
like the
Come on, y'all got one at a time,
bro. I'm basing my argument off of talent. That's all I'm saying. I'm basing my argument off of talent. All I'm saying is I'm basing my argument off of talent. There's no way that when I saw Michael Jordan playing in the 80s, I'm not saying that he better than Larry Bird because he don't have titles. That's dumb as hell.
It's not titles.
That's not what.
That's crazy.
Y'all said he didn't win anything, right? Y'all said he didn't win anything.
No, he said he didn't. He didn't make the playoffs. That was he didn't make the. See, you trying to switch the argument?
I'm not switching the argument, bro.
Hold on, wait, listen, bro. Draymond Green said in 05, LeBron was the best player in the league,
and I agree.
I disagree.
So listen,
he was.
LeBron didn't make the playoffs in his third
wasn't.
year. How can you let the number one? Like, look, I'm cool if you would say he was a top 5 because of talent, but you can't be the number 1 guy in the league. You didn't even make the playoffs yet.
Well, then why would Jerry West make that argument?
I think he was wrong.
Yeah, he was.
So, but the thing is, your criteria. The problem is your criteria for being the best player, being contingent on making the playoffs, which is a team accomplishment, is flawed.
Okay, I got a question.
Exactly, it's a team accomplishment. That's the only point that I'm making.
When did Giannis get labeled the best player in the league?
It was about somewhere year 5, 6, some shit.
When he won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year.
Something like somewhere out. Yeah, somewhere around.
LeBron was still labeled the best player in the league because the year
LeBron was not the best player in that year.
No,
he was not. Nobody was saying that.
They
were saying AD. They were saying AD was better than
Yes, they was. Yes, they was.
Yeah, they were.
Y'all are lying.
Yes, they was. Yes, they was. Yes, they was.
I got him.
Yes, they was. No, it's not. Yes, they was. Because remember, Lamont. Wait a minute. Remember, Lamont. Wait, Lamont. I'm gonna tell you how you cap it. I'm gonna tell you how you cap it.
Chill, man.
Okay.
I caught him in that cap early.
Okay.
That year, Giannis won MVP. Was that not the bubble year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2020.
LeBron James and Anthony Davis labeled the number 1 and number 2 best player in the league, and LeBron was consistently no debate the best player in the league in 2020. Nobody had LeBron as the best player in 2020.
No. Hold on. First of all, SB, hold on. I'm about to answer your question. First of all, 2020 was the year where everybody was saying that Anthony Davis was then the best player on the Laker team. And LeBron, because remember, people were saying that LeBron was trying to take Anthony Davis's Finals MVP, all of this stuff. Anthony Davis was the one carrying him in the play. Like, it was a common sentiment that Anthony Davis was at that point in time with LeBron James getting older, the best player on that team. I mean, it wasn't until Anthony Davis. It wasn't until he got hurt. It wasn't until he got hurt and had to sit some games where LeBron then had to step up and win games without AD, where he then kind of took that mantle back.
But in 2020, that same year, wasn't LeBron?
But wait a minute, though, Lamont. See that,
and you got to think, y'all. First of all, it was never ever even a comment. It was never a general consensus on, even in 2020, if LeBron was the best player in the league, because people were running around saying KD might have been the best player, Steph might have been the best player. Y'all were trying to put anybody in front of LeBron that you could find. So let's not act like y'all were now in some clear consensus.
Wait, in 2020.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Because I want to let Mingo Jester respond. That's the only reason why. No, but what I'm saying is, first of all, I know for a fact Mingo Jester did not have LeBron as the best player in 2020. That's a fact. For him to say that now is
I'm just one person, though.
That you're trying to make that claim.
I definitely hear LeBron.
I'm just one person, though.
No.
I'm talking about
so you're saying if I pull up the NBA power rankings for 2020 before the season started, they're going to have LeBron James as number 1.
But no, wait a minute, Lamont. Let me tell you something right quick.
AD2, I believe.
LeBron in 2020.
I'm gonna pull it up.
If I remember correctly, LeBron in 2020, right behind Giannis, was second in league MVP voting. Am I right?
And I believe so.
He was second, right behind Giannis, right? So if he was second in MVP voting, right behind Giannis, how is he not considered one of the best players in the league, if not the best?
Because once Giannis, hold on, what did I say? I said Giannis was regarded as the best player in the league when he won MVP and Defensive Player in the same year. I didn't say before then. So after he won that, and LeBron James, as you just said, was second in MVP voting, and Giannis was not just the best player in the league, he was also the best defensive player in the league. He won both awards. That's when it started to become a general consensus that Giannis was the best player in the league when he won both of those awards, and LeBron
so all
was
before it was LeBron, though. So you agree all before it was LeBron?
But before I didn't. I said Giannis. Hold on, Mingo Jester. Listen to what I said. Okay. You asked me when was Giannis started to be considered the best player in the league? I said when he won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, not before. Nobody was saying Giannis was the best player in the league until he accomplished that. and he accomplished it over Bron and AD. And the only people that were holding on to LeBron as the top player in the league at that time was because they had just won the championship. And again, a lot of people like to tie that championships to you being the best player in the league when the Lakers just were the best team. They did not have the best player. Just like people, like we were saying with Jordan. Jordan was the best player. He did not have the best team. Giannis didn't have the best team at that time. The Lakers did. But Giannis was the best player at that time, if you're being honest.
Lamont, I disagree with that because Giannis doing his championship run.
Okay, so Mingo Jester, are you saying in 2020 Bron was the best player in the league?
I'm saying this is really what I'm saying. I thought Giannis was, but the consensus with the media and everybody, they still talking about LeBron. Even though Giannis, even though all the Giannis stats, even though Giannis had the best stats between the two, even though he did, but although Giannis had every statistical category over LeBron, the media was still saying that LeBron is the best player and he should win the league.
Last year being the best.
You remember that?
But
you do remember that, don't you?
No. Hold on, Mingo Jester. That's just what I was saying. The media was saying that up until Giannis won the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year award. After that point, because remember, those awards are given out when the season's over, going into the next season. I said from that point forward, that's when Giannis was starting to get regarded as the best player in the league.
Lamont is.
Wait, Mac, let you go.
What are y'all talking about?
Lamont, this is how I know you lying again, Lamont. In the middle of Giannis' championship run, playing the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant was consistent the best player in the league.
According to who? You?
He was not.
According to you?
He get labeled the best player in the league.
According to you? According to what?
It was some people saying that though.
Bro, hold on. Okay, so why did
everybody entitled to an opinion, man? Everybody entitled to an opinion.
But SB, why did the NBA power rankings don't support your argument? If the media had KD as the best player in the league, why isn't he number one on the power rankings for that season to start the year?
So KD won consensus as the best player.
No, he was not the consensus number that one year. Play. He was not. The NBA. You just said the media. If the media labeled him as the best player, then how come he wasn't number one in power rankings to start that season?
LeBron wasn't number one in 2005, bro. Giannis.
Hold on. Do you want me to pull it up, Mac Def? Before you say that,
all
right, let me pull it up.
I doubt he was number one in 2005. I highly doubt that.
Okay, let me pull it up.
Highly. He wasn't to me.
You said the power rankings? Oh, let's see the power rankings then.
In 2005.
Heck, no.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
What?
You got Kobe, Tim Duncan, KG, Dirk.
What that mean? What that mean?
He wasn't the best player.
Hold on. LeBron wasn't no
right here. No, I got it right here.
Go ahead.
What that mean?
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Who number one? Who number two? Who number three? Who the top five is?
Hold on, this is team. Hold on. I got it. This is team rankings.
LeBron in 04-05 was not better than Kevin Garnett, who was the reigning league MVP.
The reason why that year everybody said 05 with LeBron is because he finished second in MVP. I believe if that was the year he averaged like 30, I believe.
Yeah, if he averaged 30,
he was averaged like 30. He was killing.
He averaged 30, right?
Yeah, he was just killing, bro. That's it. Everybody think that. I was like, no, I think like from like 09, 010, I think that's when LeBron really took the mantle. I feel like 05.
So when do y'all think Jordan was the best player in the league? When do y'all think Jordan took over as the best player in the NBA?
89, 90 for me.
I'm gonna say 88. I say 88.
Okay, but he didn't have a championship in 88. He didn't have a championship in 88.
No, I said in the you said he was the consensus best player in the conversation.
Dude, nobody talking about championship.
After he won, honestly, for me, I'll say maybe after the second one, but I'll say after the first one.
You're the only one mentioning something about championship. Nobody never mentioned about championship.
No. Y'all did that. I didn't say nothing about championship.
We did not. We said playoffs, not championships. Okay.
Y'all said he didn't win anything. That's what y'all said. Y'all said he didn't win anything.
No, we didn't. Dude, he said the playoffs. That's what he said. He did not say nothing about no championship. You're the one keep on talking about championship.
I said playoffs.
Okay, Michael Jordan made the playoffs. So at what point was he the best player?
I said after the
first. I just told you 88.
I said he got in the conversation 89, 90 for me.
I think 89, 90.
And maybe
hold on. Hold on, y'all. I didn't find the 05. I couldn't find that for the team. But somebody in the chat said LeBron was ranked number 4 in 05. So I'll just go. But it says for the 2020 season. Hold on. But no, somebody in the chat said that 05 LeBron was 4 in the power rankings. So I'm gonna defer to that because I can't find it. But what I'm saying is for the 2020 season, for that 2020 season that everybody's talking about, Kevin Durant edged LeBron James is the best player in the league in the power rankings to start the year. It was KD at number 1, not LeBron.
And then 2020,
and by the end of that year, going into that next season, it was Giannis at number 1.
No. After they won the championship, it was AD and Bron 1 and 2. That's cap.
No, it wasn't. No.
Here,
I'm about to put it on the screen.
Put it on the screen.
After they won that, because they was saying how LeBron eased, because they was trying to deflate LeBron winning because they had the number 1 and 2 best player in the league. I remember that, so I know AD and them.
Hey, the Lakers, nobody was ever saying AD and Bron was 1 and 2 in the league.
Yes, they did, bro. They did, bro. They was trying to discredit LeBron, saying, "Of course you should win the championship because you got the 1 and 2 best players in the league." I remember that.
Yeah, they was saying that. They was.
And we was like,
who is they? Hold on, no, but SB. What
media
ranking did that? Did you hear one person say that, like Shannon Sharp, or did you see an actual? Did you see an actual ranking that was voted on by multiple media members?
No, bro. Bang posted it on his channel because he had a conversation about that. You know, anytime they hate on Bron, Bang gonna post it. It was definitely. I remember.
You got to show me where I can find this at, because it sounds like you just. Because I'm about to put up the power rankings to start that year.
Okay.
Hold on, this was the 2021. Hold on, this was the 2021-22 season, correct?
Give me a second. I'm finna find it.
Every time I type it in, it gives me 20. Here, I'll just do 2021.
Okay.
Because it keeps confusing.
LeBron James and Anthony Davis finished 1 and 2 in ESPN NBA ranking.
No, I said to start that next season.
How did they start it? What was the start though? That's how they finished.
I believe this is the start. Hold on.
Of course they're gonna finish. I mean, how did they start that next season? Because they come up with a new power ranking to start the year every season.
Yeah, it says. So wait. So they say after they win the championship, we go another one. So I guess what you gonna say? After?
But just not after they win the championship. Just what was the 2021-22?
Okay.
Going into the season.
Going into the season, the power ranking. I think I have it right here. Hold on.
NBA player.
The one I'm seeing got LeBron start at 6 to start the season.
After the championship? No way.
So look, here it is right here. Here, I'm gonna put it on the screen. Hold on. Let me show you. All right. So it says right here, it got LeBron at 6, and it says he started. So at the end of 2020, at the end of this season, after this season, they had him at 6, but he started the season at 2. He didn't even start the season at 1.
No, you got to
right here.
2020. See, the one I keep talking about, they talk about after.
So this ranking is how he ended the season that year, because at the end of this season, they had Giannis at 2. They had Jokic 1, Giannis 2, Embiid 3, KD 4, Steph 5. They had LeBron 6, and he started the year at 2. There's no way AD started at 1. I can go down to AD. Let's see if we can find AD on this list. Because AD definitely didn't finish the season in the top.
Here go right here, Lamont. I got it. Here goes the link in the private chat right here. Easily found.
All right. Where's it from?
ESPN. Right there.
All right.
Boom. LeBron 1, AD.
This don't even have AD in the top 20.
AD 2, Giannis 3, Luka 4, Kawhi Leonard 5, KD 6, Dame 7, Steph Curry 8.
Here, I'll put it on the screen.
9th, James Harden.
What year is this? What year is it?
2020, 2021 to start the season. Right after the Lakers won the championship.
So to start the
2020.
I wasn't talking about. Okay, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold on. but SB, to start that season, I'm not arguing if anybody had LeBron as one. To end that season, after that season ended, nobody had LeBron as number one.
That's the year they didn't win the championship, right?
Because remember what I said about Giannis. The year that they won the championship, because that's the year you're talking about, right? 2020, 21. To end that year, they won the chip, right? They win the chip, but what did Giannis win? Giannis won MVP, and he won Defensive Player of the Year. I said that's when Giannis took over. That's when he started being said that Giannis took over the number one spot. And from that point forward, LeBron was never number one again.
I mean, on the court, Giannis was the best player.
So
on the court,
if you show me anything, hey, hold on, let me give a shout out to Basil because Basil did hit the super chat. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I gotta give him his. Gotta find that comment. There you go, Basil. My bad, Basil. I saw you in there, Basil. He hit the super chat over on the other channel.
But also, Lamont. Remember, LeBron them got injured that next year, so of course LeBron.
But I'm not. I obviously injuries will always affect your ranking. But what I'm saying is, before that 2020 season when they won the championship, I don't argue because what Draymond Green said was LeBron was the best player in the league from let's say 05 to 2020. He didn't say past 2020 LeBron was still the best player in the league. After 2020, just like I said, it was a general consensus that it was Giannis took over the best player in the league. And that's what I said. So going into that next season, I don't know if anybody can honestly say LeBron was still the best player in the league.
Yeah,
I think that's what I said.
Well, Lamar,
go ahead, Sturdy. My fault. You ain't say nothing.
Well, we can get back to the original topic after this, but like if you doing the time frame accurately, because I did while y'all were talking, I was looking over the most popular power rankings, right? I put one of them in the chat. Pre-2020 season, they did have LeBron second behind Kawhi, at least according to NBC. And you look at ESPN, the same thing. You look at the Bleacher Report, the same thing. But at least for 2020, going into 2020.
That's why I won with the Raptors, right?
Leaving 2020. So entering 2021 season, they had LeBron. Most of the sites, NBC, Bleacher Report, and ESPN had LeBron won. LeBron won either Giannis or AD 2, and then everyone else stuck in place. So from that perspective, even from the power perspective on the consensus sites, and LeBron was considered either 1 or 2 between the 2019 season, the 2021 season.
Well, put it like this, Sturdy. Before 2020 or up until 2020, there was really no argument. After 2020, conversations needed to be had because there was too many new players being introduced. Like with Giannis winning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year. The discussions were being had at that point in time.
Lamont, I'll do one better. It was only unanimous LeBron until the end of 2018. When LeBron went down 2019, that's when it became ambiguous up until maybe 2020, 2021. That's what happened. Like when LeBron went down with injury and they Lakers missed players 2019, that's when it became ambiguous. Remember that whole time it was either Kawhi.
Oh, my bad. They said he won. Yeah, 2019-20. Y'all right about that. That's on me. That was on me.
It was Kawhi, Giannis, LeBron. Like those are the three guys entered in. I would say KD because remember KD was expected to miss the season after 2019. So they kind of discarded him. People were saying if he was healthy, he would be the best, but they were discarded from the rankings because they knew he was missed the season. But those are the three guys that was interchanged during those 2 year span. But either way, back to Draymond's main point, me personally, I think Kobe. If you're comparing Kobe to LeBron in that aspect, not just who's the best player at that time, I think Kobe was better than LeBron up until it became an argument up until 2007. From 2007 to 2009, I would slightly give it to Kobe, but it was still a very close debate between the two. After 2009, it was clearly LeBron. Clearly.
I can't knock that. Because one could even argue, like a lot of people were saying, MJ was the best in 88, 89. I mean, there were still other players you could potentially argue.
To the people, he even by the media, he wasn't regarded the best individual player up until consistently up until like 89, 90, that season. Because even when like Magic won the MVP, I think when Jordan got in the league, I think Bird won the MVP. So it wasn't an individual player up until 89, 90. That's when the quote unquote Jordan rules came out.
But let me ask you let me get your thoughts on what Draymond Green said. As far as MJ not being the GOAT because he didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled.
I think if it's just that preference, I got to see the whole context of it. But like, if it's just that, I think that's kind of weak, to be honest with you. I think it provides a little more context because it doesn't really, like any list, my problem, I don't care what order any list that you have. I want consistency in terms of criteria. So how is that criteria specifically of why you justified LeBron over Jordan? How does that compare to the remaining of the list? He did give 5 names. So that's the only thing I'm confused with. Like, if okay, cool, Jordan's number 2, then why is Kobe number 2? If we're talking about the best team, like that's the only thing that's inconsistent. That's the only problem I have with it. His criteria is really consistent if we're going up that one criteria. Obviously, I know everybody wants to like hold on to like the Jordan LeBron one. Yeah, that's going to be whatever. But in terms of the whole list, that's the only problem I have with it. It's kind of inconsistent from that one criteria that we know.
Hey, that's why I try to lean more to the.
I'm gonna do this so you can get the full context. Let me do this so you can get full context. Hold on.
Because even like SB right too, like the competition. I don't judge players on what they can't control. You can't control who you play with or against.
But that's fine. I'm cool with that argument as long as you say you can't say you can't bring Michael Jordan 6-0 into the conversation, knowing that the competition was different too. You can't just have it one way. You can't just have it one way.
Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me play this. Let me play this for everybody real quick.
It's froze on my screen.
MJ number 1.
Oh, okay, there you go.
MJ number 2. Shaq. First. Yes. Because what LeBron has MJ number 2. Kobe number 3. Steph number 4. And Shaq number 5.
Okay. You got Bron first.
Yeah. Because what Bron has done, hey, can you talk about system effective?
Yeah.
Bron started in 03. By 2005, Bron was the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
In 2020, he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did. The game went from 2 slugs, like
yeah. You should have saved
keep tripping like that.
You should have downloaded it.
That's what I'm about to do. That's what I'm about to do.
Majority
That's what I'm about to do real quick.
Besides probably me and Mac Def on this panel, me and Mac Def going to maybe Michael Jesse got Kobe in the top 5. Ain't none of y'all saying about that.
I do too.
I got Kobe top 5, but y'all don't get some of y'all up here don't got Kobe top 10. Ain't nobody, but y'all just want to go off the word. Then he got Steph Curry as a top 5 player all time.
I do too.
You got Steph Curry top 5?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But why do y'all? But why?
No, but that's
hold on. Why do people not give Steph Curry top 5 consideration?
No, that's not. Hold on. That's because it's kind of a little bit what Draymond criteria was alluding to. He was alluding to LeBron's production and his ability to sustain that over different courses of time of the NBA. When it was sluggish,
he didn't say production. That's not what he said.
No, I know he didn't say that, but that's what he was referring to. He was great.
No, it's not. He specifically said what he was alluding to. He talked about skills.
Yeah, he said he was the best. He said he was the best at different parts of the NBA. Lamar.
He said as the eras changed, he said it went from a big man league to a stretch four league to a guard league to back to two big men. He said as it changed, LeBron James was still looked at throughout all of these changes as the game changed over a long course of time. No matter what the game did, he was the best player. He adapted his game, and he talked about skill sets, skill wise. Him and Jordan were equal on the same level, but LeBron is just a far superior passer. He wasn't talking about production. He never brought up numbers or having more points or assists. He never brought up production.
That's another cat.
Hold on.
He wasn't a far superior passer.
Hold on. What you play?
I got KD top 5 too. I got KD top 5 too.
I'm about to play it in full for you.
So this is my first time hearing it. Like, yeah,
I've heard it already.
Sturdy, I'm surprised you ain't hear that, boy.
Nah, it's kind of hard keeping up with Draymond shit, like all the time.
There was some favoritism on that list right there, my boy. You can tell. He put all his boys. I ain't mad at him though. Put all your boys up front, but come on now,
man. I think all current players should be in the top 5. That's just me.
That's cap.
That's just how I look at it. I mean, with the exception of Jordan. I think I think KD should be in the top 5. Steph, LeBron.
KD
over Kareem.
Yes, sir.
Is you crazy?
Yes, sir.
You're doing on that new kind of crack.
Yes. So who you got better than KD as a basketball player?
Kareem,
you serious right now?
Oh man, please.
Oh hell no, nah. This dude crazy.
You take Kareem and I'm gonna take KD. My team gonna watch you all the time. My team gonna watch you all the time.
You comparing something like
man, that hook shot ain't finna do shit in this era, bro. That hook shot ain't doing shit in this era.
Was KD ever considered the best player in high school, college, and in the NBA?
Man, you talking about some shit that happened in the 60s, the 50s and 60s, bro. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about that.
Do how you is? You like 19, ain't you?
Man, I'm 39, homeboy. I'm 39.
Y'all can't knock him for disregarding the 60s when y'all disregard Bill Russell's championships.
I just think he's wrong. I ain't mad at him. I just think he's wrong.
No, man, please. I would never take Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with no KD. Hell no.
I just think he's wrong as well. I ain't mad at what he said.
No problem.
I just think he's wrong.
Wait, be honest with you, Mark. I don't even blame this guy because I blame more so the basketball media on how simplistic they advertise the game. Especially
I can think for myself though. I don't need the media to tell me nothing.
Especially during this man's upbringing. Just when you make the game so player centric, you kind of narrow the window of like the understanding of the game. Because the average fan is only going to try to understand the game through that player's strengths and weaknesses instead of trying to understand the game through talent. That's why majority of people judge players majority of the time by points production instead of the impact they have on the game.
Yep.
Because majority of the was advertised were great scores. So like I don't blame you. It's just the lazy advertising of basketball. Like anybody that watch football too, you listen to the game commentary. The commentators educate.
Sorry, your mic's messing up, man.
Shit. Hold on. How about now?
It's like your sound messing up.
Keep cooking, my boy. You talking?
It's better.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
No, like if you listen to anybody that watch football, right? If you listen to the commentary of football, they educate you as the game go along. That does not happen a lot with basketball commentary, nor entertaining in the halftime shows either. So it's for the average fan, it's so simplistic how they and so narrow-minded how they observe the game. So once again, I don't blame you. It's just the media and its influence. And so that's why you have to. That's why when people narrow they list like a certain play style, they top 10 greatest, whatever, it's stupid because every great player can bring their own way. Like
I'm gonna say this: how you know how many of y'all actually not know? I know Lamont has done it because he's a coach, and I know Sturdy because he checked it out. How many of y'all ever just watched a random team play basketball or watch the NBA on mute and just actually watch the game?
I have.
You will look at the game totally different because the commentaries will lead you a certain other way, just saying shit. Just watch the game and you actually have to pay attention to everything because you watching it on mute.
I do it all the time. I watch the game on mute a lot.
I mean, I I started watching basketball in the 90s. Like that's when I actually started understanding the game. I was born in 83, so I couldn't watch shit in the 80s because I was too young. So I started watching basketball like around the early to mid 90s, where I actually understood what was going on, right? So the only team I could watch all the time, because I ain't have cable, none of that shit, was the Rockets. I'm from Houston. That's what, so my favorite player was Sam Cassell and Akeem Olajuwon. You know what I'm saying?
I see why you talk the way you talk now.
Yeah, I hear you.
The Rockets jersey on in this
hey, I'm with it, baby. I'm with it. But anyway, so you know what I'm saying. So when Jordan first came back to the league, it wasn't no. As much as I love Akeem Olajuwon, it wasn't no doubt that Michael Jordan was the best player in the league. Like from what I was looking at, it was no doubt. But back then in the 90s, all I heard about was teams. It was never about an individual player as far as championships or whatever, however it went. It was only about the team. I didn't start hearing this individual championship like correlating one player to the finals or a finals record until somebody brought up Jordan and LeBron. That's the first time I ever heard that argument like that. I've always heard the teams. I never heard it no other way. So now that but I also can understand that when Grant Hill came in the league, when Iverson came in the league, when Penny came in the league, these dudes was different from the guys that I was watching in the early 90s. Their games was totally different. I seen Scottie Pippen try to hand check and all that shit with Grant Hill. He was getting cooked. It wasn't like guarding them other players he was guarding. So I started seeing the athleticism change. So now I'm seeing the shot making change. I'm seeing the handles change. So now as the game has progressed, I'm changing my top 5 based on what I'm seeing these players do. It's simple as that. It had nothing to do with me being media biased or whatever, man. I know how to think for my damn self, man. I'm almost 40 years old. It's not really that hard to me. Now, if you still want to hang on to Kareem, hang on to Kareem. Still want to hang on to Magic? Hang on to man. I'm watching Magic Johnson play. My eyes would be bleeding, bro. Like, bro, this nigga coming down back and he posting up 94 feet down the court. Like that's not. I don't understand how he would be great in this era with that game. I don't see it. That's just me. I don't see that game. Like that championship that y'all revere so much. The first one that he won, played against the 76. I'm like, bro, them niggas was trash, bro. Them niggas was trash. Dude, them niggas was trash. I got one thing to say about you. I got one thing to say about you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Man. Them niggas was trash, man.
Dude, that was the worst take I've ever heard from a dude.
Which part of it?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I got to get it out there. I've got to get it out.
Why was it a bad take?
The worst take I ever heard from a dude your age.
Which part of it?
And the reason why I say that, is because of this very simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these guys you claim was quote unquote trash. You know, whatever you want to say. A lot of these guys, it's more accomplished than a lot of you guys say. More is more skilled than they is. Like a KD, like a for the exception of LeBron. We're gonna take LeBron out of it. We taking LeBron out of it. For the exception of LeBron, a lot of them guys, those same guys that you said trash, and they can't do this and do that and do this. They're more accomplished than all them guys you just named. Majority of them, not all of them, but majority of them. So I said for the section of LeBron. Also, for his skill set. See, the skill set back then was a lot different back then. First of all,
it wasn't no skills. Yeah, so it was. There was no skills.
Wait a minute. Let me finish. For the simple fact they didn't amplify threes back then. Now teams take
he didn't talk about threes, Mingo Justin.
I didn't say nothing about threes.
I'm talking about threes because I'm comparing the era.
No, but man, no, Mingo Justin, can you address
Magic
Johnson backing the ball down from the court line, crossing half court?
Magic, dude, nobody said Magic with Kyrie Irving. When does anybody say Magic with Kyrie Irving? Nobody never said that.
But that's a basic point guard skill, dribbling the ball, attacking forward with the ball.
Nobody said Magic with Kyrie. But see what he did still got the job done though. Regardless how you used to see it, what he did still got the job done.
In the 80s, yes. In the 80s, he got the job done. In the 80s.
And what you're saying is hypothetical because we don't know what he would have did in this era.
Oh Lord,
this is hypothetical. You can say that, but don't mean it's true.
Okay, but Mingo Justin, point guards have success backing the ball down from the half court line because they can't dribble face up. Remember, this is one of the reasons why he got the tragic Johnson mistake because he couldn't dribble facing the basket. He couldn't see the shot clock.
That's why Scotty did him like that, because he couldn't dribble facing the
going
basket.
back to the basket, couldn't see this time and scored. He dribbled the clock out, had Tragic Johnson moment.
LeBron can't even dribble like that, but he still get the job done.
Oh,
LeBron don't really have good handles, but he still get the job done.
LeBron is super athletic.
That's what matters. That's all that matters. LeBron don't have the best handles ever, but he still get the job done.
LeBron better than Magic though.
That's what I'm telling you.
That's what you ain't looking at. LeBron better than Magic. That's what you ain't looking at though.
What you mean?
LeBron way better than Magic, bro.
That's cap. That's cap. Ain't no way better. Yeah, ain't no way better. Ain't no way better. That's cap. That's cap.
Way better.
That's cap.
Okay.
How is it cap?
Oh,
yeah, that's cap. He's not way better. No.
Defensively, it's not even close. Wow. Athleticism is not even scoring. It's not even close. It's not even close. As a scorer, he's not even close. As a defender, he's not even close to LeBron.
Cut it out, man.
Not even close.
Magic wasn't a scorer. Magic was a passer. Magic was
LeBron is all that though. LeBron is all of that. LeBron is all of that.
No, he's not, because Magic having more assists.
He's a playmaker just like LeBron is. LeBron is
no. Magic is a better.
Hold on, y'all. I got a comment. I want y'all to try to address this. He said from 05 to 2022. He says no team was great. Name one that stacks amongst the all-time teams. The Warriors, KD. That's all I need to say.
Yeah, the 2017 Warriors were undoubtedly a top 5 team all time.
Yeah, that's no questions asked. Like, I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, damn it. Go ahead.
I think one of the things about being an all-time great team is there's just not a lot of them. So you pull up a 15-year stretch or a 17-year stretch right there. I mean, it's not a lot of all-time great teams ever in NBA history. So I don't expect to name a whole bunch of teams throughout that time frame, but we do have one, which is the Warrior team with KD. There's one for sure. Everything else might be arguable, but there's one undoubtable, and that's the Warriors. There's no question. And then you got some of those Spurs teams that will definitely fall.
I was going to say the Spurs. I would say the Spurs enough.
Some say 08. That 08 team in the modern era is a top 10 defensive team in the modern era.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't not deny that at all. So there's at least two that we can have. There's at least two we can have a discussion about. One for sure, but there's just not a lot of all-time great teams. That's why they're all-time great. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but there's definitely a lot more competition throughout that time frame. Because I give you Miami with Wade and Bron. That was not an all-time great team. They were a good team, but they were not an all-time great team. I don't think anybody called them all-time.
Why they went to all-time great? Did they go to the finals like 3-4 times?
They went 4 times in a row.
They did, but I think there's a lot more. When you say, will they go in the top 15? If we made a list of the top 15 teams of all time, could they be in that top 15? Maybe towards the bottom. But when you talk about all-time great teams, I don't believe that they are up there with that 2017 Warriors team.
Yeah, I mean the Buffalo Bills made the Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row. Nobody never said they was great.
Yeah,
I mean, but the Heat won.
They won twice.
And did they break the winning streak? Or I think the Bulls.
So the Houston Rockets won 2 in a row. But then nobody's gonna look at the Rockets as an all-time great team.
No, I'm talking about did they go on a winning streak? And I mean, when the Bulls ended it, they was
it was 27 in a row. 27 in a row.
They was breaking records.
No. I mean, I have that. The Miami Heat that year. I have them as one of the greatest teams. Like that team you talking about right there.
And you got the consensus best player in the league at his peak form on the team. I don't know. I mean, I agree they might be at the bottom of the all-time great team list, but I think they deserve.
We can do that one day. Like I guarantee they'll make the top 15 all time. You know how many great teams are there?
No, it's a lot. I give you that. And some teams they're gonna be on that twice. You know, it's like different years of the same team.
What about 08 Boston? What y'all think about them?
Hecky no.
No, they're not. Oh hell no.
You don't think they on now?
Hecky no. You gonna put Boston over the Heat?
No. I'm just saying as one of the teams from the time he was talking about.
Nah.
Somebody got some back feet in their mic.
Yeah, somebody back feet going crazy. I
can't see who it is right now.
They would be probably one of the last Celtics teams I ever put on, even on a Celtics list. They behind all the 80 Celtics. Every 80 Celtics team, they behind them.
Nah, that first
I don't know.
First one, Bird, they better than them.
But the first championship run was that what 80 what?
That was I think 80, 81. The first one, Bird.
Bird,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They got that one. They better.
Man, you got the Lakers teams. You got the Lakers teams with Shaq. You got the Spurs dynasty. You got the Bulls dynasty. You got the
Mark, you download it?
I'm trying to download it. It's not letting me even download it. It's tripping, bro. It keeps saying it's not even letting me download it. It's tripping.
Yeah, I can't agree with the notion that Curry is better than Shaq. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Wow. Yeah. Curry not in my top 10.
Yeah, but I think people just completely disrespect what Curry's done with his career. I mean, a lot of people say with Shaq, I mean, as great as Shaq was for a nice little stretch, I don't think Shaq really maximized how his talent, how good he could have actually been. He could have been more dominant. And, especially once he left the Lakers, he still had maybe 4 or 5 years he could have got out of that had he not let his fitness go. I think Steph is just maximizing less dominance. He's skilled in a different way. I mean, the way Shaq dominated, it just looked more dominating because he was dunking all over everybody. But
I think
Steph is putting together a crazy career, man.
Am I wrong for saying I think Steph Curry is a better player than he was in his unanimous MVP year today?
No, he's probably definitely a better player, but I'm just saying, like, he's done 4 championships, 2 MVPs, Finals MVP now. I mean, the best shooter in NBA history, the best 3-point shooter in NBA history. I mean, he's coming out on top in a lot of categories. I mean,
he's gonna be top
I don't know how he's not top 10, and that's why I said in my other video, I mean, shit, how is this man not past Magic? At least Magic Johnson though. I mean, come on, like career-wise, we're talking about just career-wise. I mean, he's done a ton.
My problem with Steph is that he only but like I said, he's gonna get it. So that's why I say he's gonna be my top for me. It's just that he's not top 50. I think he just got top 50 in points. Besides shooting and points, he's not top 50 in nothing. He probably lower, like in the hundreds on everything else.
So cumulative stats is what
that matters, yeah, because you got to how much
Steph Curry top 10 all time.
It's everything.
That's rough right there.
Because then Lamont, if that's the case, then you might have to put Shaq in that top 5 conversation because
the thing is, if you look at some of these run like cumulative stat list, that means are you going to start giving guys like Robert Parrish and some of these guys a lot more credit or something?
If they had more accolades, yes.
I mean,
of course,
that's asking a lot right there. I don't know.
It gets tight with the top 10. You have to nitpick like that. How can I put him over Bird and Bird beating him every stat category and Bird career ended early?
What is Bird beating him in?
Every stat.
Okay.
He got more everything.
Okay, but what offensively, what was Bird's best skill?
You asking me or?
I mean,
no, I'm asking SB.
Oh, you asked SB? Oh, I know.
I'm going to say either shooting and shot creating. Most likely, yeah. I go shoot
and out of Steph Curry and Larry Bird, who's the better shooter and shot creator?
I give it to Steph. But you also got to acknowledge that he has more the opportunity and more leadway because they shoot more threes.
They don't. Again, that's not the fault. Because Steph, I don't care how much leeway you give Bird. He's not going to be Steph Curry with the basketball offensively.
I mean, but also, do you got Kevin Durant over Larry Bird? Because Kevin Durant do that better, and I think Kevin Durant's
a better offensive player than Larry Bird.
But they don't
make you a better all-around player.
You gotta cut that out.
Man, we just seen all these defenders against this man in the finals, man. And he just dusted them niggas like it wasn't nothing. And you tell me Bird gonna lock him up?
Bro, y'all saying Bird is a better offensive player than Kevin Durant?
No. I said a better
he's definitely better. He's definitely better offensive player than Kevin Durant. That's no question.
Larry Bird,
y'all gotta keep.
That's no question.
What the fuck?
That's no question.
KD might be the best scorer all time.
So Curry's not better. So Curry's not better offensively than Kevin Durant, but Bird is better than KD.
Oh, I didn't say that. That's not my argument. That's not my argument back there.
I think KD in the conversation might be the greatest scorer.
You know, offense is more the scoring, SB, right?
Yeah,
I agree
we
with
know.
that, but Kevin Durant, the way that he can score and his size, that matters, bro.
That does. That play a part in it.
That play part. That's what I'm saying.
He's in the greatest scorer conversation. I'm not gonna lie about that.
What way Kevin Durant can't score with the ball or anything? What offensively can I do?
Bro, we didn't have to have a
dribble the damn ball.
No, in comparison to Bird.
No comparison to anybody. What he
cannot
do.
Playmaking.
Oh no, he's a decent playmaker.
Nah, negative. He's not a good playmaker. Kevin Durant is not a good playmaker. Because if he was a good playmaker, they wouldn't have got swept last year by Boston.
Yeah, he ain't better. I don't know.
Kevin Durant is
up
not
there
a
with
good
the
playmaker.
scoring, but offensively,
Kevin Durant is not
ball
a good
and
playmaker.
playmaking, he's not that guy.
They wouldn't have got
Bro,
swept by Boston.
we know offense is more than just scoring, man, bro. If you go to offensive versatility, because I said who's a better scorer. Y'all keep trying to say scoring is more than what are we talking about?
KD's a better
Bird
scorer
is
than
not
Bird.
on KD's level scoring the ball.
Yeah, KD's a better
Lamont, let me
scorer
ask you a
than
question. Lamont, can I ask you a question? What is y'all criteria for the best scorer? Like what requires a player to be a better
Putting
scorer
the
than
ball
another?
in the basket. Basically, for me, it's going to be your offense, your versatility.
But what
scoring
requires?
the
You still not
basketball.
telling me what requires
And
that. Like
how
what
many
requires?
KD can do? KD can score the ball elite in the post and mid range and from the 3-point line. He can score against multiple types of defenders, defensive players, different sizes. He's just more versatile and more elite in more things on the offensive side of the ball than Bird.
Bro, no.
It's not close.
Clear that up. He's more elite scorer than Bird. Offensively, no.
Yes, he is he's a better offensive player.
He's not a better offensive player, Lamar.
Yes,
That's
he
debatable.
is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's
A better
not.
scorer, yeah, but
He's a better scorer,
offensively,
no doubt. I'm
that's
not out
debatable.
scoring, but offense is more than scoring, bro. We gotta up.
I don't care how you slice it. KD's the better on that offensive side of the ball. I'm taking KD every day over Larry Bird.
Yeah,
any day of the week.
That's your preference. That's no problem.
You be an idiot to take if you just needed a pure offensive player on your team and you have the choice between Bird and KD. If you don't take KD, you're a nut. No way in hell.
Oh yeah, you can definitely take situation with Bird. Why not? Why not take a superior playmaker from the post and transition, especially with outlet passing? Why not? Why not take one of the best off the ball playmakers we ever seen and underrated ball movement off the ball as well?
Hold on.
Equivalent to KD if you want to be technical.
What?
Like,
hold on. Off the ball playmaking.
Yes.
What? Screening? So he's the best screener?
No. Well, besides that, but like he also does other things like touch passes.
What is off the ball playmaking, sir?
I'm explaining it right now. What he does, what Bird does, because he was a phenomenal post scorer. What he would do, he would manipulate defense by cutting down, attracting two defenders, catching the ball, touching the pass, doing a touch pass to either Bird.
Hold on. So you said he was the best cutter?
No. Oh, he's a good cutter as well as, like I said before, he manipulates defense with his threat of scoring around the mid-range game, Lamont. He manipulated defense on multiple ways. From the mid-post, he would not only make phenomenal passes out of that, but also set up his team.
Okay. I give you playmaking, but you said off the ball playmaking.
Yes.
What is that?
For example, we all one aspect like outlet passing. Bird is one of the greatest outlet passes ever. That's off ball.
But that's not off the ball. He has the ball in his hand. That's all playmaking.
No, Lamont.
Outlet passes, you passing the ball. That's playmaking.
Lamont, playmaking is you creating opportunity for your team to score. Well, I mean off ball, that means he's not predominantly have the ball in his hand.
So he's the best screener?
I don't know why you're saying screening. Why I'm not bringing up screening.
What other thing can be considered off the ball playmaking other than cutting and screening?
It's other things like if you're a great scorer, Lamont, and you're able to cut and attract two defenders like Bird did.
That's what I just said, cutting and screening.
I excelled it, but I'm trying to allude to also he would do touch passes from that aspect. In addition,
but when he makes a touch pass, that's with the ball. He's playmaking.
No, that's off ball because in order to establish that position, Lamont, he didn't have the ball. That's the purpose. The same thing. It's the same way with Steph Curry.
Bro,
Steph Curry, hold on.
a touch pass is just a great pass.
When Steph Curry comes around a floppy, he attracts two defenders. That's part of playmaking because him attracting two defenders creates more opportunities for Draymond to make.
Okay, that's him moving without the ball. So just say it. So I said cutting and screening.
It's more than that, Lamont. You know that. Because it's not just cutting and screening. It's what you do.
But all you keep saying is cutting and screening. You're trying to dress up cutting and screening into some dressed up little. You can't put cutting and screening in a tuxedo and tell me it's something else. It's just cutting and screening.
No, I said other things. You
made up a whole new basketball term. Off the ball playmaking.
Lamont, you a coach. You know for a fact that shit is.
That means Draymond Green. That means Draymond Green is the greatest off the ball playmaker in NBA history.
No, the fuck he's not.
He's one of the greatest screeners and cutters of all time.
No, Lamont, stop that shit. You blatantly ignored everything I just said.
Oh, so Draymond can't get credit for being a great off the ball playmaker?
No, you was repeating screening and cutting. I was saying way more than that.
Bro, all you're defining is you're just putting a whole bunch of makeup on screening and cutting and trying to tell me it's something else.
No, I didn't make up shit.
You said he would cut to the lane, somebody would pass him the ball, he'd throw a great touch pass.
No, Lamont, is more than that, Lamont. And I was explaining it. But you kept saying cutting and screening.
That's all it is. That's all you saying.
Could you say he's a better decoy off the ball?
He's not a better decoy off the ball.
Okay.
Hell no. With the threat that KD is when he doesn't have the ball.
This is weird. This is dumb notion that like Bird wasn't
can't playmake off the ball.
Bird not a better playmaker, Lamont. Like
I said I give you playmaking. I said I give you that.
He's a better offensive player than Kevin Durant.
I said, but I'm not gonna allow you to make up a completely new term and then try to tell me Bird is better at it.
Who's better off the ball, KD or Bird?
Bird.
Oh, hold on. Who's a better screener and cutter? Is that what you're asking?
It's not about screening.
Because there ain't nothing else you can do off the ball other than screen and cut.
KD better off the ball, man.
Because Bird wasn't running a 1,000 curl actions and all these sets. That wasn't him.
Why are you over exaggerating, Lamont? You know, they definitely ran similar plays. So
if that's the case, then okay. You said Curry was the best. You said Bird was a better offensive player than Steph Curry. But Steph Curry off the ball, all these things that you're saying, Steph is better.
No, I say he's better than KD, not Curry. Curry's one of the top 5 offensive players of all time.
But KD ain't.
Hell no, he's one of the top 5 scorers. There's a difference.
KD played with Steph though.
My nigga, there's a difference between just scoring.
All right, so hold on. So Lamont, because KD's a scorer, let's say, because we're talking offensive player. So KD's a scorer. Magic Johnson's a point guard who passes and playmakes. Who do you think is the better offensive player, KD or Magic?
KD.
So you're gonna take,
and the reason why I say KD's better is because Magic's playmaking, as good as it was, is not equatable to how good KD is with the basketball in his hands as well. Because Magic would facilitate points through his passing, but KD's ability to score is much more impactful than Magic Johnson's passing.
Lamont.
That's crazy.
Lamont.
Yes. I think one of the most overrated things about Magic is his passing. People overrate Magic so much just on his passing alone.
It's not his passing.
Because the problem with that is
because 15 assists throughout
the way y'all boost Magic with his passing, but then don't give Stockton no credit up as far as putting him in the top even 15. When John Stockton did essentially the same thing, he just had a much more inferior team.
Lamont.
He did. John Stockton. Hold on. First of all, John Stockton did the same thing, right? He did it longer. He did it longer. It just was never as flashy. He never had the media behind him pushing him like that, and he would never had the team. He never had the team because if you put John Stockton on that Lakers team,
They're not.
I guarantee you, they still win 4 championships.
Lamont, I'm about to unsubscribe. Do not do that.
If you put John Stockton on that team, they still win at least 4 championships.
Dude,
I was with you, Lamont, till you said that. Hold on.
Let me ask you a question. What's the difference? Tell me the main difference between Stockton and Magic without the championships.
Magic was a way more.
Stockton was a better defender.
Magic was a way more aggressive scorer. Magic was a way more versatile player.
What? You know Stockton? Hold on, that's a lie. That's a lie.
That is not true.
That's a lie. Stockton averaged 30 and like 15. When Stockton needed to score, he could put up like 30.
Never averaged no 30 points per game.
Yes, he did. He did it in the playoffs.
He never did. Oh my God, Lamont.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up Stockton's best playoff. Watch this. Y'all gonna be.
You won't call his best series. He never averaged 30 in the playoffs ever.
Let me find out. I got you. Watch this.
This nigga wildin', man.
While Lamont looked up, I got a question for the Magic. Magic passing skills is better in the fast break, correct?
It's not just a fast break.
No, it's equal.
Yes or no?
It's not just a fast break, Lamont. Stop.
No. Let me talk. Just yes or no. I'm saying from the half court to the full court, is it better in the fast break, correct?
Well, no, because Magic had to go. Magic can only bring the ball up back to the basket. So
let me finish 30. And then also, usually his half court passes come into the offensive.
Bro, hold on, Sturdy. I mean, SB. You talking about half court passes that he could probably only make once or twice a game. You acting like he was throwing 25 half court passes a game when he probably only did it on a highlight that you saw maybe like 5 times.
Time out. Lamont, I'm with you. Lamont, I'm with you.
Ain't no such thing. Nobody's throwing half court passes consistently.
Lamont, listen. I'm with you. Calm down.
Come on, man.
Besides flashy passing and highlights, what is the difference between Draymond Green and Magic Johnson passing skill wise? They literally do the same thing. Let me explain.
Hold on. Let me tell him this. John Stockton's best playoff. His best playoff in 1989. His best throughout the whole playoffs. He averaged 27 points a game.
Yeah.
15 assists.
It's not hard. First of all, look, my whole point
when he needed to score, he could score.
No, that's a lot, Lamont. What you're not telling people, out of the remaining 18 times he made the playoff, that was the only time. That was the only time he ever scored more than 20.
I said when he needed to score, he could score. He had Malone on his team. He didn't need to put up 30.
Lamont, that's the reason why for the fucking Bulls. The nigga didn't fucking score.
They didn't need him to score.
What the fuck? All right, Lamont. Lamont.
Stop it.
You act like Magic was averaging 30s. Was Magic averaging 30s?
Stockton? He was doing better than Stockton.
Hold on.
He was averaging. He was averaging throughout their prime. He was averaging four to five more points. Wow.
Lamont. Say that Stockton was a better scorer than Magic.
Oh my God, Lamont.
Hey, hold on. But Mac, what y'all just talking about? Who has more assists all time?
Stockton.
John Stockton.
Okay, y'all were saying cumulative stats matter.
They do.
Okay, but hold on. Time out. First of all, Magic Johnson is the all-time leader in assists per game for a career. That's number one. Number two, it's not about the flashy passing. It's the motherfucker averaged 15 assists throughout an entire playoff run twice. So you're not going to see that,
on his team.
SB.
We're not talking about flashy passing. We're talking about listen to what I'm saying, bro. We're talking about an offensive player. KD can give you 28.
Hold on. Mac Def. Magic Johnson's best playoff, he averaged 15 assists. Stockton's best playoff, he averaged 15 assists.
In 85 and 86, yeah.
I know. Stockton did it in 1990.
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying Magic Johnson's not one of the greatest, if not the greatest playmakers, but y'all overvalue that too much, bro.
No, SB.
Wait, listen. Don't answer this question for me, though. Don't take it as blasphemy. Don't take it as blasphemy. I'm asking a serious question. Besides the flashiness, right? What is the real difference between Draymond Green playmaking and Magic Johnson?
Two things.
I like that.
I told y'all, Magic Johnson is just
in the
flashy Draymond with no defense.
Before Sturdy talks,
let me take my point.
Let me give you my
in the fast break. Hold on, wait. In the fast break, Draymond is elite, just like Magic throwing the ball.
No, he's not.
In the half,
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Bro,
By the way, listen.
you guys are.
we go to the
Hold
last
on, time out.
And in the half
Sir,
court,
hold on.
wait, back up. Let me
SB,
finish
go
my last
ahead,
point.
go ahead, bro.
And
Go
in
ahead.
the half court, they assist come in the offensive sets. What is the
Correct.
difference?
Correct.
That's a
Okay,
fact.
let me. Okay,
Besides flashing,
number.
that's it.
Mhm. Number one. Draymond Green can't see fucking Jason Kidd in the open court. He's not fucking with Magic. That's number one. Number two.
Yeah, I don't think Magic is good as Jason Kidd in open court.
Hold on, Hold on. Number two, Magic Johnson in the post is a way better playmaker than Draymond Green because Draymond Green don't even fucking be in the post like that. Stop it, bro. Draymond Green is in the post.
The passing out the post is in an offensive sets. You think Draymond Green gonna play make out the post?
No,
What are you talking about?
Draymond Green sets high screens for Curry. He can catch the ball at the top of the key and pass, but Draymond Green is not on the fucking.
So you saying
block.
Draymond Green in the NBA Finals wasn't throwing a ton of lobs in the paint to
Draymond Green is not on the
Looney
block
and Wiggins
as a playmaker. Yes, when he catches the ball at the top,
it just
of the
wasn't
key,
flash. It was that
screens
ugly
for Curry
one-hand
at the
floater pass.
3-point line and top of the key, and he gets the ball and he drives in.
Okay.
Yes,
Mac,
I sit out of
give
the
you
post.
I give you the post, right? Can Magic Johnson set a high screen and then play make out that high screen like Draymond do though?
Hell
yes.
Yeah. Lamont.
No, he never did that.
Hold on, time out. Can I tell you the reason why he did it? Because the man was first team All NBA as a shooting guard when he wasn't the point guard. When Norm Nixon was. What do you think they were running? You think Magic? He was off the ball, still averaging double-digit assists,
So
bro.
Can Magic set a half screen?
This man is, bro. He's off the ball so that he's setting picks. If he's off the ball, and he's still averaging 8-9 assists as a shooting guard. His first 3 years in the league, yes, he set picks. He set picks for Norm Nixon. He set picks for Jamal.
You just making that up, Mac Def. Stop it.
All right, bro. Okay, I can make it up, but he didn't play, so he wasn't a shooting guard his first 3 years. And
Pat Riley used to. One of the things Pat Riley would kill
cool,
Magic
man.
on was the fact that he couldn't set screens and he wouldn't play defense. Y'all be
No,
giving
the
Magic
only
stuff that
thing
he
that
never
Magic
did in
owns
his
is
life.
he didn't have a jumper, and he
No, he got on Magic. First of all, I pulled up the article in another video where I said
done, bro.
where
That's
Pat Riley
crazy.
clearly stated if
Draymond
I could get
Green
Magic,
nowhere
if I could
near
get Magic
Magic.
to set screens and play defense, we would be a much better team. That was his two things he didn't do. He didn't set no goddamn screens. I can't show me no one picture of Magic set no screen.
You're lying. Go ahead.
Okay, why did Pat Riley say that?
Look it up.
No,
Show
you
me.
good, bro. You got it. Magic Johnson didn't set no screens.
If he did, they
You
weren't
got
very
it.
good screens. Because remember, just like Sturdy said, he wasn't elite off ball offensively with his screens. He couldn't, just cutting his screen. It was subpar.
I know.
SB.
He couldn't set screens like Draymond Green.
Do you guys still have Magic in the top five? Some of you guys, do y'all still have him in
No,
the top
Magic
five?
should not be in the top five.
Yeah, that's why I'm
he's in my
asking.
top five.
No.
Jesus Christ. Jesus
Magic is
Christ.
only in top five for people because of nostalgia.
In your
It was
hearts,
not-
man. He's top five in your hearts, man.
Yeah,
in
he's
your
not.
hearts.
He's not top five because of skill.
SB, I noticed you focus all your energy on Mac Def because you know how Mac Def will answer, bro. But you know for bro, SB. Yo, this is hilarious.
I still won that Draymond versus Magic.
No,
is
Lamont. I
crazy.
get what Lamont's. I get what Lamont's effect is, but SB, real talk. You for real think it's just flashy passes and post play? That's what it is.
Okay, what then? You explain what it was. Other than flashy passes,
Bro, Magic
and
Johnson
a lot of regular passes.
Oh no, Magic Johnson is one of the top 5 offensive players of all time. The reason why for this, besides his just flashy playmaking, he was one of the best transition playmakers ever. On top of that, in the half court, when shit slowed down, when Kareem was aging, he would anchor one of the best offenses in modern era, Lamont. You know this for a fact, especially during that 87 part. It doesn't matter. Yes, he had great players. Every great team had great players, but what you do, how you measure great players, is how they optimize that. So by Magic Johnson, under an aging Kareem, he was able to not only be the most offensively impact player of that squadron, but also continue that production, elevate that production during the playoffs, in particular against top 5 defenses. Now, when we dissect specifically what Magic Johnson does in the half court, like Mac Def alluded to from the post, he is a phenomenal playmaker. Not way better than Draymond because he's a more
That's really all you can say.
Hold on. He's in
You're
comparison.
just gonna keep repeating playmaking over and over.
No. In comparison to Draymond, he was a way better scorer, especially from the post. That's what made him fucking deadly. And the way he delivered his ability to deliver passes on a consistent basis, as well as control the pace when it was slowed down, as well as sped up, he was able to impact the game probably more than like nearly only people that's comparison is Steph, to be honest with you. That's how great Magic Johnson was at his peak in terms of controlling the offense, by controlling the tempo, orchestrating the offense, as well as setting up plays, in particular being diverse, operating high pick and roll.
Bro, that's all playmaking. You just dressing it all up. Just
Jason Kidd not in that conversation.
And Draymond do the same thing.
Oh my God.
Jason Kidd can't do that. You said
he just keeps saying playmaking. You keep saying he's a great playmaker, and then you say he was great on the ball.
Let me say something right quick. Let me say something right quick.
Probably a better playmaker than him.
Well, let me say something right quick. What he just described, but let me say something right quick. What he just described, I get all that way he just said, but what he just described, LeBron is better than all of them in that. That's like that's exactly what LeBron game is. That's what you described is literally what LeBron game is. Controlling the pace, playmaking, pick and roll. That's his game. That's what he does.
But you know what? But you know what though, man? But you know what though, Mingo? Here's the thing is with LeBron, he's done it to such a degree where he's gonna pass Kareem as the scoring the most points all time. He's gonna pass Magic with the most assists all time. Those cumulative numbers.
That's my point.
And so again, that's why we're not even putting LeBron in this conversation, because if you put LeBron,
y'all want to talk about
because if you put LeBron as a point guard, he would be the best point guard of all time over Magic and even over Steph.
I don't think LeBron is better than Magic in the post. I don't believe that.
Bro, okay, so you saying
I don't believe LeBron is better than Larry Bird in the post.
So MacDuff, if you needed a point guard for your team, if you needed a point guard for your team, and you could take Magic or LeBron, who you take?
Magic.
Then you're an idiot.
Magic.
Yeah. You a fool. You can't stop it, bro. Man, you can't stop that shit, bro. Cut that shit out, bro. Man, cut that shit out, man.
Let me slow it down.
Magic.
We ain't got a cap.
Oh my goodness, bro.
SB, real talk. On the offensive end. Besides being a way better facilitator than Draymond, he's a way better scorer. When you able to make
Draymond a better defender.
That's a fact. But we talking about offense. We've been talking about offense last 30 minutes.
We know who's better, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a conversation with Draymond. That is it's disrespect to put Draymond Green and Magic Johnson in the same conversation.
I hate SB.
I just asked the question that I said, besides the flashy passing, what is the real difference? They both elite in half court, and they both elite in the full court playmaking, and they half court assists coming through the offense.
No, it's not coming through the difference is Magic would not only initiate the offense, but also manipulate the defense to create more opportunities than Draymond. Draymond cannot initiate the offense. He cannot initiate.
How would he do that?
Yes, he can. We've seen a Draymond initiate the offense all the time.
When a player initiate the offense, is the player who really initiates the offense, the player who creates the advantage, the player who's drawing
Steph Curry, man.
That's Steph Curry. Stop this bullshit.
Okay, so when Magic was passing the ball, Magic was also creating the offense like the off-ball players who were moving.
When he was in the post.
What move did he do to create the offense?
So he was passing it to himself. So he is Magic. He would pass it, teleport, get the ball, and then play. What the fuck? Hold on. So Draymond gets knocked because he's passing to Steph, but Magic don't get knocked because he was passing to Kareem or Worthy.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm explaining to you what different ways Magic actually created besides the flashy. I'm answering SB question.
So wait,
it's not even close in the whole court.
Wait, 30. Is Klay Thompson a better playmaker because he shift the offense? Because how he move?
No, SB. When you
that's what you just said.
SB, this is sad, bro. This is sad, bro.
You said Steph Curry initiate more the offense because how he do. He move off ball. Steph Curry don't have the ball in his hand unless he's scoring.
That's SB, bro. This is sad, bro. This is sad, bro.
You not cracking.
How is it sad? Because we're not going with the traditional narrative.
No, because y'all sitting up here saying comparing Draymond to Magic. That's ridiculous.
It's not that much of a difference. If you really
look at the hold on. But why did y'all get upset when I compared Stockton to Magic when there's a very close comparison?
There ain't no comparison. They don't even play alike.
Difference between the only difference between Stockton and Magic is Magic went to a better team.
No, he was a way better player.
Hold on, time.
Better player.
Wow.
And ever since Jason.
Hold on, look. I want y'all to look at this. Hold on. Here, I'm gonna put something on the screen for you guys. Check this out. I want y'all to look at this. Now, this is not me.
Niggas
this is not me. This is Hold on, let me put this.
Wow.
I'm gonna pull up the scouting report for Draymond Green and the scouting report for Magic Johnson.
Oh, bro, that could be the same. A scouting report. Come on.
No, hold on. I'm just so we're gonna go to.
Let's be this sad, bro. I understand what I'm scoring.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's look at this. So we got Draymond Green. So this is Draymond Green scouting report. Passer rating is 99, 9.8. Portability is 99. His creation is 69. These are all playmaking. So hold on. These are his playmaking stats. His playmaking, according to NBA scouts, analytics, and all metrics, is at a 99. All right. So
out of what?
Hold on. When we go to Magic,
right
hold on, y'all. Hold on. When we go to Magic's passer rating is actually an 80 right now because it says 8.9, but when you correlate it to the same stats, it's actually 80.9. Draymond Green's is 99.8.
That's horrible.
Draymond Green's is 9.8. Magic's is 8. Magic Johnson's passer rating is 8.9.
It's not horrible. Y'all just look.
Magic just gave the ball to Kareem, bro. That's how Magic Jordan was.
No, he did. Okay, so when So when Kareem wasn't there and Magic won league MVP and then took his team to the finals, was Kareem there? No.
That was
so who was he passing to?
Kareem averaged like 30.
No,
bro. When Kareem wasn't there.
He's referring to 90
and 91.
When they beat the Portland Trailblazers, that's why it's personal with Lamont. In the Western Conference Finals to get to the finals, he didn't have to.
Why. I wasn't a Blazer fan.
Bro, I watched that series recently too. He outsmarted the fuck out of that.
I guarantee if you compare their usage rate, Magic probably doubling his stuff. And he's still comparing on the level.
Doubling who?
Magic versus Draymond.
Yeah, Magic definitely has a higher usage rate.
It's sad, bro.
Magic had the ball in his hand 90% of the time.
Draymond Green, like I said, Draymond Green ain't even
Magic Johnson's true shooting percentage is at a 62%. I mean, Draymond Green's is at 62%. Magic Johnson's true shooting percentage is 61. So at a true shooting percentage, Draymond Green is shooting a better percentage than Magic Johnson offensively. They're very similar.
Hey, pull up Stockton real quick, Lamont.
Blatantly.
Hey, I'm showing you on the screen.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's down.
Hold on. Draymond Green, true shooting percentage, 62%. Magic Johnson, true shooting percentage, 61%. Look, this is Magic Johnson. So you see, Magic Johnson, true shooting percentage, 61%. Draymond Green has a higher true shooting percentage. He has a higher passing rating. Magic has a higher offensive load. He did more with the ball. Draymond Green's offensive load is at a 33, as you can see right here. His offensive load right here, or 32 right here. So he did more with less.
I got a question, Lamont. Can you create playmaking opportunities through your defense?
Oh yeah.
So I feel like Draymond defensive impact is just as good as Magic offensive impact. When it comes to
okay, so number one, who's the better basketball player, Draymond Green or Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
All right,
Nobody.
Magic
Johnson.
Okay, then I'm done. We
talking playmaking.
Keep talking.
Yeah. No, Magic Johnson has been extremely elevated because of his nostalgia.
No, he's not. He's extremely elevated
because he was lucky enough to play for the Lakers. If Magic Johnson would have got drafted to the Utah Jazz and played with Karl Malone, he would have 0 championships, just like Stockton and Malone.
And nobody would not be talking about Magic.
Magic only has championships because he got drafted to the Lakers.
How do y'all still have him top 5?
There's only one player. There's only one player in NBA history where you could probably draft him to any team and he still comes out with championships, and that's LeBron, because we've seen him do it with 3 franchises, which something nobody else has done.
That's retarded. So you don't give credit to Shaq winning championships?
Hold on.
That's what we're doing? You don't give credit to Kobe winning championships without Shaq?
I said 3 teams, not 2.
Yeah, of course he's the only person in history to win
LeBron James,
championships with 3
what? Name another player that's done it with 3 different teams. Has anybody done it with 3 different teams?
Nobody has done that.
3 different types of
Nobody
players?
has done
3 different types of coaches?
Because nobody leave their teams. Everybody was loyal. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, how you? Well, you say they was loyal, but a lot of these guys.
So we're giving credit.
Who was loyal?
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Was Ewing loyal? Was Hakeem loyal?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Hakeem demanded trades for like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, Hakeem tried to leave in the early 90s.
Okay, was he
Ewing demanded a trade out of New York, and and was going to leave in free agency if he didn't have to take 80% pay.
Kobe demanded trades 2 out of the Lakers. Correct.
So their loyalty, that loyalty was basically all contractual. A lot of these guys were stuck.
He stayed on the same team.
If you're stuck, that's not loyal.
First of all, you can't just say that. Oh, LeBron James could win with anybody.
Bro, I don't have to say it. LeBron James won with anybody. He's done it with 3
he didn't win with the Cavs his first stint, did he?
He got to the finals though.
Bro, has he won
to the finals though?
Has he won with 3 different franchises?
This is what I'm asking. Did he win his first stint with Cleveland? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, then. So he can't win with anybody. He needs a team just like every other champion who's in the top 10.
Only one team per year can win a championship.
Hold on. Why are we going back to LeBron? Let's not duck this Magic
Johnson. Let's
not duck this Magic Johnson, Draymond Green.
Magic Johnson's in my top 5. Tell me why I should have him in my top 5.
You say Magic's a better passer.
But playmaking.
You say Magic Johnson's a better passer.
And he's got more championships.
But Draymond Green has a better passer rating.
Yeah, I'm still standing on that.
I'm trying to tell y'all, besides the flashy passing, they passing is not really that much different, bro.
Okay, and again,
what we trying to tell you is if Magic played today, he would be Draymond Green. That's what we telling you.
And that's he would not be. Are you serious?
I'm fucking with you, bro. I'm fucking with you. I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you, bro.
Hold on. Okay, so are you guys saying that if John Stockton gets drafted to the Lakers instead of Magic, that John Stockton still ends his career with 0 championships?
Yeah.
They may get 1.
He gets like 2.
Okay, but how many championships do you believe Magic Johnson has if he gets drafted to the Utah Jazz?
No.
None.
Maybe 1.
None.
They might get 3.
None.
Hold on. Time out.
Just imagine Karl Malone with Magic.
Time out. This is what we're saying. They were drafted in different drafts. So if we're saying
I know, but we're just assuming they were in the same draft.
No,
that might be a nasty.
This is what I'm saying, Lamont, because we're saying that John Stockton is taking over for Magic. So John Stockton gets drafted by the Lakers in 79. And you're saying Magic gets drafted by Utah in 84. That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you mean to tell me in the Western Conference, Magic and fucking Karl Malone, who's beating them?
The same teams that beat him with Stockton.
The Lakers beat them. Who did the Lakers have? Fucking Magic Johnson.
But who else did they have? Did Magic do it by himself? Or did he have a whole arsenal of players in his? He didn't have
Kareem.
Let me do this. Outside of Karl Malone, can you tell me any of those Utah Jazz players?
They had Mark Eaton, a Hall of Famer, 7-footer.
Oh my God,
Mark Eaton.
SB, this is sad, bro.
Oh my goodness, man.
Hold on, time out. So is Mark Eaton a Hall of Famer or not?
Yeah.
Did he lead the league in blocks, averaging 4 blocks a game?
I don't know what's funny. Is he a Hall of Famer? What's funny?
You wouldn't even wear Mark Eaton jersey.
You asked me. Hold on. I can't believe you guys asked me a question and then laugh at it.
If he's a Hall of Famer, what's funny? I never heard somebody get laughed at in the Hall of Fame.
You wouldn't wear Mark Eaton jersey.
I don't give a damn about wearing his jersey. I never heard a player get laughed at in the Hall of Fame.
Man, stop it, man.
Make it make sense.
Oh my God.
So that's crazy, bro.
So I guess Mark Eaton was Utah's Kareem.
Can we? No, this is what I'm at. This is what we're saying. John Stockton cannot be the best player on a championship team. Magic did that. 87 and 88 and went back to back.
If you put Stockton, if you make them swap teams, Magic has 0 chips. Stockton has at least 3.
Okay, that's hypothetical. Your opinion. I'm not gonna argue with that. But what I'm saying is that Stockton can't be the best player on the championship team, and that's non-debatable. That's a fact.
Let's do this.
That's a fact.
And how many? When Magic started to lose his Hall of Fame,
when did he lose?
Especially Kareem. How many championships did he win without Kareem?
He didn't win no championships in the 2 years he was without Kareem, but he won the league MVP, which Stockton has never done.
No. How many championships did he win without Kareem?
I said none. In the 2 years he was without Kareem. He didn't win no championships.
And we all agree that Stockton would have won championships had he played with Kareem.
No, we don't agree with that. What are you talking about? We don't agree with that.
I agree.
That was real.
Stockton ain't never won no league MVP like Magic.
Magic
he
still
wasn't on
led
the
his team.
Lakers.
Magic still led his
What?
team to the finals without
What the hell him
Kareem.
being on the Lakers have to do with that, Lamont?
Do it a lot with it. He in a good
Because the league
situation.
MVP for him was going to the best player on the best team.
Man, come on, bro. Utah was the
Lakers
best.
wasn't the best
team
team
a
in
few
the
of them years.
1990s.
Yeah, it's like not. Well, why did Karl Malone win then?
Hold on, when
Karl
Utah
Malone
was
was
because they had the
MVP.
best record that year.
Exactly. So why did John
That's what I
Stockton
just
win over
said.
Karl Malone?
Because Stockton deferred and was passing the ball to Malone.
Man, I don't want to. Let's say you go Lamont stop the cap now.
Come on,
they
bro.
have nothing
You
to do with
give,
him being on
bro,
the
stop
Los
it.
Angeles Lakers. They have nothing to do with it. Why didn't he win the league MVP?
This man Magic went to the finals
Let
and
me
won
drop
an
the link for
MVP
Elder.
with
Elder,
James
Karl
Worthy
Malone
as
won
the
too.
second
Elder,
best
this
player.
is a
You mean
serious
to tell me
conversation.
Magic and Karl Malone win a
Like that,
championship
like that,
together?
like
That's
that.
crazy.
Hold on, real quick. To answer your question, Lamar, outside of Karl Malone, they also had guys like Thurl Bailey, Mark Eaton was the best player of the year, John Drew, I believe, and other players constantly rotating throughout their tenure who always average 15 or more points.
Say this again.
Whether it be
Say the players again.
Whether it be a few players, whether it be a few years where Adrian Dantley or Jeff Hornacek, they all outside of John Stockton and Malone, they always had a great system with a Hall of Fame coach, as well as support a great support cast.
And the Lakers
Like, get out with that shit.
Now hold on. So you saying the Utah Jazz from 1990 on through had a championship caliber roster?
No. Well, I'm saying they had a great supporting cast and that could definitely win. The reason why they didn't win is because, yes, they were coming across better teams some of the time, but they were coming up inferior because of their star players coming up small in key moments.
Yeah,
Okay, so hold on. So outside of Stockton and Malone, let's go to like their 1991 roster.
No. That's why I'm saying, Lamont.
Here go Elder.
Outside of Stockton and Malone, the Utah didn't have anybody.
I was going for 84. What's the time?
Because Thurl Bailey wasn't the same.
No,
Mark Eaton had no impact.
Hold on, Lamont. What teams are you referring to, Lamont?
What year you want me to go to?
I don't care. Magic and Karl Malone playing together is winning a championship, nigga.
I was going off the year John Stockton got drafted. 84 up.
I mean, Karl Malone didn't even win a championship.
He got drafted in what, 84, I think?
Shaq and
The
Kobe.
same year as Jordan and the King.
I think Johnson.
Man, he got hurt. He was 40 years old. What are you talking about?
Lamont know they had
That wasn't his fault.
Hold on, somebody got some back noise. Hold on, is that Elder? Yeah, that's Elder. Elder, I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you till you. You got some back feed.
All right, yeah, I'm driving down the highway, so that's
All right. Oh no, you go ahead. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead with your take though?
No, I'm coming in late. All I heard was at the end when you were doing the hypothetical, and I thought the brother did a good job ignoring that hypothetical because you don't know. That's just somebody's thoughts about something. But to try to compare Magic and Stockton and act like they were the same, it's like the most asinine thing I think I've ever heard. But I'm not surprised by that. Magic did things that nobody in this league has ever done. But then to try to compare,
like what though?
Like what?
We talking playmaking, Elder. Hold
on. Name me the rookie that put up a 40-point triple-double in the finals. Name me a rookie that was finals MVP. Name me one. Well, you asked. I'm telling you. Who else has done it? I guarantee Stockton couldn't have done that. Guarantee it. Against that Philly team, that stacked Hall of Fame laden Philly team in Philly, as a rookie. As a 20-year-old rookie, which y'all know back then, hold on. Back then, that was super young. Guys wasn't getting to the league at 19, 20. Not back then, they weren't. So I'm not trying to hear that. Magic is a class above every point guard that's ever came in because he revolutionized the position. What's happening now is you getting a bunch of undersized two guards trying to change what a point guard is. That's not going to happen. Only with you new agers. But John Stockton is a Hall of Famer because of his longevity and the things he achieved on the assist end as a point guard and what they got. But he is definitely not in Magic Johnson's class. Stop it. So don't try to act like
he got more.
That's not true.
He got more assists than him. He was a better defender. How is he not in his class?
Because he's not the winner. He's not the winner, and he's not the leader. Magic is.
Stockton. They played on two different types of
He just didn't have a better team.
Magic had a better team.
Hold on. Stockton was never the best player on his team. Never. Magic.
He was the best player in '89.
He wasn't. Stop. Just stop it. Just stop it. He's never been the best player on that team. Magic has always been the best player on the team.
That's cap. Magic. Magic has never always been the best player on his team.
Hey, you can say this, because you can say this about almost every superstar, that they didn't win without their sidekick, right? You can say that. But you can also say
most players.
You can also say this: Kareem didn't win in LA without Magic.
He won in Milwaukee without Magic.
Magic didn't win without Kareem.
Not in LA, he didn't.
Magic didn't win with LA either without Kareem.
Again, Jordan didn't win without Pippen. It's an irrelevant statement when you make it.
You said
it. Hey, but I can say one. Y'all might talk shit about my man. But Kobe won without Shaq, though. Kobe won without Shaq, though. I can say that.
He did. He did win without Shaq.
Hey, Elijah won without no All-Stars. So now, how about that?
Hold on. Who better?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay, good. Who's better, Elijah Wan or Magic Johnson?
Elijah Wan.
I got Magic.
Hey, y'all have a good day.
I got Magic.
Y'all have a
Elijah
good
Wan.
Hey, you wild.
Again, y'all have a good day.
Shit.
Y'all have a good day.
But Elijah
Hold on, Elder.
This is why I don't do these
Elder.
This is why I don't do these conversations on your channel.
No, Elder. No, Elder. Let me get your thoughts on the main topic though, on Draymond's, because at least before you go, when Draymond made the statement, he chose LeBron James as the GOAT over Jordan because MJ never played the greatest team ever assembled and beat him.
And neither did LeBron James. He just capping. How the hell can you have? Hold on. How can you have the greatest team ever assembled and they didn't win a championship? Exactly. Draymond, shut your dumb, stupid, retarded from Flint.
They did win a championship.
They did not. He's talking about the greatest team ever assembled was a team that went 73-9. That's what Draymond's referring to.
Well, he didn't say that specifically, Elder. He didn't say that specifically.
You know what team he was talking about?
No,
hold on, time out. What team? What was the greatest team assembled that LeBron won then? Who was he talking about then? If he didn't say that,
I don't know. That's the point. I don't think he.
But he added. Hold on.
But
Elder, his complete statement was he said he not only beat the greatest team ever assembled, he consistently played the greatest team ever assembled multiple times.
Y'all know damn well he's talking about the 2016 team.
He's talking about time out. Let's go this way then. He's talking about that team that was assembled that LeBron played 3 times in the finals against Golden State.
2016.
And the greatest. He's saying that Draymond saying that's the greatest team ever assembled. Now I'm going to ask y'all on the panel: are those Golden State teams the greatest teams ever assembled?
No. Oh yes.
I believe so.
Good. I'm glad we got some sense there. So that means everything. Hold on. Everything he says after that is total cap. Then.
Hold on. Okay, so are you saying that Warriors team was not a top 5 team all time?
I don't know if I got no. I don't know. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on. The team with Kevin Durant, which he ain't talking about. But the team with Kevin Durant,
yes, he was talking about that.
That is not what he's talking about. Because LeBron didn't beat that team.
No, hold on, time out. No, hold on.
I need to read his statement again, y'all.
Hold on.
I need to listen to his statement again.
Hold on. He's not talking about the Kevin Durant team because LeBron
didn't beat that team.
Nigga, he never beat that team. He said he beat the greatest team ever.
Hold on. He's on the 2016 team. The 2016 team.
Hold on. Let him read the statement again.
Read the statement.
I'll read it again.
Read it.
I'm gonna read it in full. Hold on.
And I'll break it down.
Because he didn't say beat. Y'all keep adding words in there.
All right.
Hold on. Let me
read it.
Oh. I gotta pull it up.
Y'all got like 9
Damn, yo. My bad, homie. My bad. No, your ass like a finesse.
Hey, Elder,
like
they tried to say Draymond Green was a better passer and playmaker than Magic.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. That's not what we were saying. That's not what we were saying.
Stand on that. Stand on that.
That's not what we were saying, Mr. Rufus. That's not what we were saying.
I get it. Draymond's not even close to Magic. Not even.
I said,
never
hold
put the two on the same.
Hey, Elder, hold on, wait.
Get on their head.
If you want my statement to be exact,
I'm telling.
I said,
I don't.
Ain't nobody to tell to. My statement was exactly. I said, besides the flashy passing, what is the real difference from how they play make? Draymond is elite in the fast break. Magic is elite in the fast break, and then a half court assist come through their offensive set. So besides the flashiness and the allure, what's the real difference when they play make?
Again, I can tell you're younger, never watched Magic. If you actually watch them in games, you would never make that statement. If you ever watch Magic in games, Magic understood angles. Magic understood inches.
Draymond Green
understood all that. It wasn't no weaving.
Y'all just
no,
saying
he don't.
words.
No, he don't.
Cover playmaking.
What Draymond understands is how to bob and weave, how to set a screen, and get the best shooters in the world wide open shots. Magic didn't have the best shooters in the world. He had talent. He just
had Kareem. He just had the best player.
He had Kareem, the greatest center of all time. But okay.
Again, and he knew exactly how to get him the ball where he needed it at. Draymond does that.
Draymond do the same thing with Steph?
Hold on. Draymond does that, but not on Magic level.
That's all. God.
He's not even close to Magic.
So what's the difference, though? I didn't say
hold on, brother. I tell you the difference. Here's the big difference.
You just literally
said hold on. I'm gonna tell him. Hold on. I know. Hold on. I'm gonna tell this brother real quick before you read the statement. Hey, here's your difference. Look up and see how many assists Draymond averages for his career, and look up and see how many Magic averages. There's the difference.
Look up the usage rate. Look up the usage rate.
There's the difference.
Magic's usage rate is double Draymond.
There's your difference. You asked. I gave it to you.
The usage rate is the difference.
I gave it to you.
He's the number one guy.
I just gave it to you.
And I gave you the rebuttal.
All right, can I read the statement out? Can I read the statement?
Y'all let him read the statement.
If Draymond was Magic, that means Steve Kerr doing a bad job not using him more then. That would mean that. Use him more if that's the case. Use him more. If you saying usage rate, Magic is much more. That's because he was better.
Well, there's more ball movement, so some of his assists are taken away because there's so much extra ball
Lamont, shut your dumb ass up. Don't you start that dumb shit. That's a fact. Don't you start that dumb shit, Lamont. This is why I don't come over here, nigga.
Hey, read the
you always got idiotic.
Read the statement, though. Read the statement. I want to hear the statement.
Elder on y'all. All right, be cool.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna read.
This is asinine.
Read the statement.
All right.
Read the statement, man.
I got you. Hold on,
Read
y'all.
the statement.
All right,
nigga, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
All right. Here's Draymond Green's full statement. He says, my top 5 is LeBron number 1, MJ 2, Kobe 3, Steph number 4, Shaq 5. He says, what Bron has done, Bron started in 03. By 05, Bron was the best player in the NBA.
Cap.
Hold on, I know you can. I'm gonna let you. Let me finish.
It was not
2020.
in 05.
It says in 2020 he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did. He says the game went from too slow to slow big men to stretch 4 big men to back to 2 big men to no big men, and he's been the best no matter what. He followed up his statements even more, claiming that LeBron James faced harder competition and that Michael Jordan couldn't pass like LeBron James. He says, when you look at the teams that Bron has carried to championships, MJ didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled, Green said, nor did he run up against the greatest team ever assembled every year. Hold on, let me finish. I gotta finish.
That's it.
He says, when you look at the no, it's not. He says when you look at the skills that LeBron has.
Hold on.
Let me finish it. He says when you look at the skill set Bron has, there's nobody that has ever played the game of basketball that can do what LeBron James does on a basketball court. He says Michael Jordan could do some of the things that LeBron James does, but he just for damn sure could not pass like LeBron.
Oscar Robertson.
The rest of it was irrelevant. Stop right there when you said MJ did not beat the greatest team ever assembled.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
That is implying that LeBron did.
That's not what he said. He did not say he didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled.
That's what he just said.
He didn't say LeBron beat the greatest team ever assembled.
Stop. Lamont, stop that.
He said MJ didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled. Dude, y'all
MJ did beat the greatest team.
So
MG
did
never.
Stop acting
LeBron?
slow now. Y'all know what the hell he's talking about. Stop
Hold
acting
on,
slow.
Yeah, hey, hold on. Hey, listen. What he's saying is that LeBron beat that 2016 team, and yes,
That's
that
what
was
he's
the
talking
greatest
about.
team, and that was the
Exactly.
greatest team. That was the greatest team that was assembled. That
That's
was the
cap.
greatest
That's
team that was
cap.
assembled.
That's cap.
No,
That's
no,
cap.
y'all. That's not what he
That's
said.
cap.
That's
I'll
what
read it
he.
again.
Hold on,
That's not what
hold
he
on,
said.
stop.
That
He
is
said
what he
Stop,
said,
MJ.
Lamont.
Hold on.
No, it's not. He says,
Hold
nor
on.
did he run up against the greatest team ever assembled every year after that. He talked about them playing the 16 team, and then he said he continuously played us when we got better as the greatest team ever assembled. So he constantly played the best team ever assembled when they
Draymond
before KD and after KD.
Draymond, when Draymond said Jordan never beat the best team assembled,
He never
he's
did.
talking
Jordan
about.
never
Hold
played
on,
anybody.
Let me finish. When he says Jordan never beat the best team assembled, he is insinuating that LeBron has, because he's talking about why LeBron's the GOAT. Yep. And the only team he could be referring to is that 73-9 team that LeBron beat. He didn't beat no other team. What other team would Golden State have that LeBron beat?
Exactly.
Hold on.
I agree.
So you don't think the 73-9 team was the greatest team ever?
No, I don't.
Nigga, hell no.
I don't.
Not
Why
even
not?
close.
Dude, the Kevin Durant Warriors were way better than the 2016 Warriors.
How? But how? Elder?
Not
How?
even
Dude,
close.
the Kevin Durant Warriors? Is you serious?
Not even close.
But Elder,
Okay,
when the
who's
Bulls went
the best
72,
team, Mr. Rufus?
when the Bulls went 72 and 10, it was 8 teams in the league that had 60 losses.
Hey, Elder, they got
And
mad because
Dude, that's beside the point. That don't even matter.
here's
That's
the
beside
thing.
the
Hey,
point.
Lamont. I was just on a debate telling you that I thought the 2000-2001 Lakers was better than that team. But I would give credit. I just did that for the debate. All right. But I will give credit to that Bulls team because they can't control who's in front of them. And then this is what they did. They did go out and finish the job. So it doesn't matter what the records of everybody else was. They got the championship. There's no way a team that doesn't win a championship can be considered the best team of all time. That is the dumbest.
Correct.
See, y'all
Hold
new
on,
ages
hold on.
want to take.
If
Hold
the
on.
Bulls
No.
Correct.
What you new ages want to do, y'all want to diminish championships because LeBron don't have them. That's what you try to do with everything.
Let me run this fade, Mr. Rufus, if I can.
No, hold on. Let me do this.
Real quick, man.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all.
It's so sad.
Elder, if that's
Let
the
me
case,
get with Mr. Rufus, man.
hold on, y'all. Hold on, Grando.
It's
Hold on.
retarded.
Man, Jordan played trash teams,
But
man.
Elder, if that is the case, Elder. If we're the ones diminishing championships, that means you're the ones diminishing Bill Russell's championships just to keep
Bill
Jordan
Russell
over
had
you guys.
nothing to do with
I didn't
Jordan and
hold on, time
LeBron.
out. Hold on. I don't say a word about his championships. I speak about his era and who played in it. I don't say a word about his 11.
No, you speak about the
titles are
competition. There's something he couldn't control. Just like Jordan couldn't control his competition.
Again,
That's what you said.
hold on. Nobody takes away his chips. He gets credit for it. I just don't elevate him over guys that had to go through the best talent. Jordan had the best. Hold on. Jordan had the best. Hold on, let me finish. Jordan had the best talent in the world available. Everybody could play in the league from all over the world when Jordan was playing. Same way with LeBron. You can't say that about Bill Russell.
No, the talent level is not the same from the 90s to when LeBron was playing.
That's your opinion. I'm talking, listen, I'm talking about availability. We know that there were talented basketball players in the 50s and 60s that did not even get a chance to play.
But that's not Bill Russell's fault.
Because I know it ain't. But I'm not going to elevate him when I know there's guys on the block that beat him every week. When you put his team and he goes play the best team,
but you know what,
they beat that nigga.
But that means you need to take.
Go look at the history.
I know.
Look at the history.
No, Elder, but Elder, you're right about that. But in that same sense, the league in the 90s was weakened because of the expansion, and by default, that makes LeBron's era much stronger. And you have to elevate LeBron.
No, it's
that is your opinion. It still did not. Hold on. The league did not exclude any player in the world that was great enough to play in it. So you can call it weaker, but the league was open to everyone.
No, with the expansion they did.
But the league was open to everyone. No one was excluded from the league.
Mr. Rufus, are you saying that the talent has not gotten better since the 90s? Like it plateaued right there? Is that what you're saying?
I make the statement all the time. I think guys are talented and their skill has went up, but I think their IQ and education of the game has gone down. That's what I believe. When I watch basketball today, it's not as smart as it was in the past. It ain't.
How?
It's not. It's not.
So
I watch point guards.
The skills are better, but
hold on. You asked how. I watch point guards that are in the pros. You're gonna let me answer? They're in the pros, but they don't even know how to make a freaking entry pass into the post. That's how their IQ is going down.
Well,
the game is
Elder.
changed.
There ain't no
it didn't evolve into something better.
Hold on, Elder, but that's not true because entry passes to the post have become much more difficult now with the implementation of zone, something that Magic never saw.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
Hold on. Elder, zones are designed to stop post touches.
Get it in there. I don't agree with that.
Zones are designed.
When I watched the game in the 80s, when I watched in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, those guys were smarter basketball players than the guys playing today, in my opinion.
But they were less skilled, though.
They were.
But you use
now, these guys, these guys are more athletic. These guys are more athletic, and they have a lot of more skill. I will agree with that.
Okay.
Hold on.
But I don't think they're smarter at all. I don't. Their IQ, you got some that's got high IQ, but for the most part, as a whole, hell no. Most of these players are dumb when it comes to basketball. They know how to run and jump.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to run and jump. They know how to shoot. That's it, though. They know how to dribble. They don't understand the game.
Hold on. But Elder, you keep saying they have high IQ. The one example that you gave about high IQ
they won't make me miss
don't hold water because the league has changed. And now players can't make the same entry passes that you saw. Because
I disagree with your retarded statement.
So that's not retarded. That's a fact.
I disagree with that statement. The changes in this league. Hold on. The changes in this league has not stopped guys from making entry passes. That's a lie. That is
Elder,
an outward lie. Not even an assertion. It's a lie.
Elder, listen to this. If me and you had two teams and we're about to play against each other, and I got and you got a 7-footer in the paint. Do you think I'm going to go man-to-man against your 7-footer and let you dump down entry passes all day? Or do you think I'm going to zone up, I'm going to put pressure on ball, and I'm going to zone up so you can't get easy entry passes into the paint? And I'm going to do that consistently throughout the game.
Lamont, zone up is easy to do. If you're going to take away that with a zone, I just move him to the high post and throw it to him there.
Yeah, but okay, so if I run a man...
Hold on. The zone can't cover everywhere. You have a weakness in every zone.
The weak side, the skip pass.
I just moved that man to the weakest part.
No, hold on, Elder. If I ran a man-to-man matchup zone, if you have a 7-footer that can't shoot three, so you can't put him on the perimeter, and you just stick him in the paint, if I run a man-to-man matchup zone, how are you going to consistently get him the ball?
How many?
Outside, there's no way.
I have to answer that. You're cooking yourself because you're talking about this new era. Tell me how many 7-footers that can't shoot the three.
We're talking. No, I'm saying because we're talking about
what you're putting out there is irrelevant for this year.
But Elder, but what you're saying makes no sense because we see players today. Hold on, y'all. We see players like Luka.
Bringing up a scenario that doesn't exist.
Elder, let me finish because we see players like Luka Doncic driving. But what did he do? He kicks it out to centers like players like Maxi Kleber who are at the 3-point line for threes because they don't want to put Maxi Kleber in the post because it's too congested because teams will zone up. So they're making passes. They're just passing it to different spots based on what the defense is giving them.
They don't kicking it out. That's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie. They don't put Maxi Kleber in the No, let me finish. They don't put him in the post because he don't have post movement.
They put him in the corner.
He don't have footwork. He don't have post movement.
Don't compare Maxi Kleber to the centers like that, bro. Are you saying Shaq
hold on, bro. Maxi Kleber is a center in the game today. Okay. The game has evolved. It doesn't mean it's gotten better.
I'll give you a better example.
These guys don't have great footwork.
I'll give you an example of
why they don't throw. Hold on, bro. This is why they don't throw to the post.
Okay, Elder, let me give you an example.
Not because it's congested. Stop lying.
Elder, let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example of a player who has a post game. Okay, we can talk about Anthony Davis, how he started the season. What were the Lakers doing when they started the season? And I got 10 games of video footage already edited up if you don't believe me. But they were sending Anthony Davis to the blow post block. And what were teams doing? They were sitting three guys. They were sitting three guys in the lane, making it difficult to even dump the pass down. And when Anthony Davis did get the ball, they would double and triple team him, and he had trouble being efficient. Now, what are the Lakers doing different now? Now that they're having success, they're constantly taking Anthony Davis doing what? They're moving him out of the post, and they're putting him in actions where he can go pick and roll and dive into the paint. And they're trying to be more creative with their entry passes, and it takes elite level passing from players like Russ and Bron to get them the ball because passing out of the pick and roll is not easy.
Cap. Here's
That's
why.
actually what's happening.
That's Cap. No, it ain't. Here's why.
Yes, that is exactly what's happening.
You gonna let me finish, nigga? You gonna let me tell you what's really going on?
They're spamming pick and roll.
Are you going to let me tell you what's really going on? You can do pick and roll anywhere. You can do pick and roll anywhere. Free throw line, 3-point line. You can do that shit off the block.
Nobody doing a pick and roll from the free throw line.
Bro, oh my God. You telling me people don't run pick and roll at the free throw line. How's Anthony Davis getting all these little drop-ins? That's not at the three. He's setting them screen.
They're doing a
15,
high ball
16
screen.
feet. He's setting them at 16, 15 feet. Here's the key, though. The reason why it's opened up for Anthony Davis now, they do have a little more movement. But the number one thing is the Lakers have doubled what they were shooting from the three. Now you have to guard them from the three. They're not giving Lakers wide open 3-point shots. Anthony Davis, here's the facts. He would be successful. Let me finish. He'd be successful in the first half. Teams would adjust and say, you know what? We're going to pack in on Anthony Davis. We'll go to his zone, put three people around him, not let the Lakers use him, and make them shoot jumpers. And guess what? The Lakers couldn't make a jumper. That's why they lost. But now that the Lakers are hitting shots, they can't do that. So this is why you can have action there. And still, hold on. Anthony Davis is only shooting two to three threes a game.
So
he's getting the majority of his points in the paint still.
Now, because he's rolling to the basket. But what I'm saying is, now that they're making shots, because you said the Lakers are now making shots. How come they don't go back to that traditional style of play of just sending them to the block and just dumping it down in the post? Why are they still spamming the pick and roll? No, they don't do that.
If you go watch,
they're still spamming the pick and roll. They're not sending them to the block. No, they're not.
Go watch any Laker game.
I've been watching them all.
By throwing the ball to Anthony Davis on the right block all the freaking time, or left block. All the freaking time. When teams adjust, that's when the Lakers can go to the mid stuff.
Bro, they spam the pick and roll over and over.
The guys run around him. He hand the ball to him. Then he said,
ever since they went on this win streak, they've been spamming pick and roll.
When that guy come off that curl at the free throw line, Anthony rolls. They dump it to him, and he dunk or lay it up.
Darvin Ham said it the other day in the post conference. We spam the pick and roll.
That's fine. Again, he's still scoring inside the paint area.
Because of the pick and roll.
They can't clog it because the Lakers are hitting shots.
No, you can't clog the lane in a pick and roll when you're going 5 out.
If the Lakers were shooting 20% from the three, they would still teams.
First of all,
back in that paint.
The reason why you run pick and roll is because the reason why you run pick and roll with Bron or Russ is because teams can't guard Bron with a head of steam going to the rim and AD rolling at the same time. And with Bron being an elite passer and Russ being an elite passer, it comes next to impossible to roll. And now that guys are making shots, it now becomes a cherry on top because they've still had games where they shot poorly from the 3-point line and still won because they will spam the pick and roll over and over.
Tell me where that pick and roll is initiated at. Is it at the 3-point line, outside it?
It's a high pick and roll.
Top
of the key and elbow.
High. Tell the people where a high pick and roll is. Tell them.
So first of all, they're running because anything that you see on the wing happen is all pistol action, and that's all pistol action.
I'm telling you, for the people that don't understand your language, Lamont, when he tell you high, that is free throw line extended, y'all. That's free throw line extended. That's what that terminology means. They're not setting these screens at the 3-point line for him. They're setting these screens free throw line extended.
And elbow.
That's in the paint. That's all I'm saying.
That's not the paint.
You can run.
That's mid-range.
Hold on. If you're at the free throw line and you take one step in, where are you at?
You're in the paint.
First of all,
thank you.
That's not even.
But the paint is not. The paint is the paint. If they're doing it at the top of the key and the elbow,
so you can have understanding. That is considered.
The top of the key is inside of the 3-point line, if you're being honest.
Say it again.
The top of the key is inside of the 3-point line.
All right, Lamont. That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, they're spreading the floor out with the pick and roll.
High pick and roll.
No, what I'm saying, no, Elder, what I'm saying is to run
means.
pick and roll as much as the Lakers do, or to run pick and roll as much as you, because we've never seen this many pick and rolls in the NBA ever. But to pick and roll takes high IQ players. You cannot have basketball dummies running pick and roll and having success. That's why the pick and roll in this era is almost unguardable, especially when you have two really good players, because you have too many high IQ players running pick and roll. It's too hard to guard. And this is why we see these offensive explosions. Pick and roll is the hardest thing to stop, and you need high IQ players.
Man, players aren't better now.
I am not arguing, Lamont. I'm not arguing with you about the pick and roll. All I'm telling you is that the Lakers, the majority of these teams that like to run pick and roll with these good young guards, they're doing it at the 3-point line. Why? So these guys, if they drop, they can pull up for the 3. The Lakers don't do that, though. They move theirs down for their guys, LeBron, AD, Russ. It's moved down closer to the free throw line so they can keep it inside.
But the strength of their pick and roll, the Lakers pick and roll is a little bit different from other teams because the strength in their pick and roll is not the weak side, where we see teams like Atlanta like to kick it to the weak side a lot. The strength in the Lakers pick and roll is the fact that if I have AD roll off or screen for LeBron and roll, you now have to worry about two very significant threats that you can't overload on AD. You can't overcompensate with LeBron because LeBron will punish you with the pass. And if you don't pick up LeBron, he's going to punish you at the rim. The same with Russ. As inefficient as he is, you still have to be mindful of Russ coming off of any screen because he's still great at the rim, attacking the rim. He attacks very aggressively. That's what makes the Laker pick and roll almost unstoppable because they use Bron and Russ.
Any team, any player that you.
It's not because they're spacing the floor out or guys are making threes. It's because they're just spamming Bron and Russ. That's why Russ had 11 assists the other night and Bron had like over double-digit assists because they're spamming it over and over with the same two guys.
The last 10 games, the Lakers only been shooting 37% from three.
Old school basketball. The goal was to get the point guard in the paint so that it would draw the defense, and then if it didn't come, he could score, float, or whatever. If it does come, I can kick it out for threes, or for back then it was long twos or whatever. The Lakers they got a different movement, but their movement is all to the paint. You do pick and roll with AD as the picker and Russ or LeBron coming downhill off the pick, you're in trouble. Why? They're in the paint. So if you don't cover them, they're going over you. If you cover them and you don't cover the roller, they throwing it up for a lob for AD. If you pack the paint, cover the lob, and cover the guy going to the basket, they kick it out to a wide open hillbilly coach or wide open on board.
But because there's so much read and react in today's game, that tells you alone right there you're dealing with more high IQ players because they have to read on the fly and react to more things. They have to read and react to more things.
The game is more fluid. The game is more fluid.
Pick and roll is not easy if you don't know what you're doing.
You said it yourself. Being a primary initiated offense, being facilitated offense takes a lot of energy to do. In today's league, it's more fluid than ever. And because it's more fluid than ever, you're seeing more different defensive sets because now defense have teams have different sets, different zones and different options they can throw at you. You go against a team like the Raptors, they're gonna throw like 5 different sets of zone at you within just a 10 possession span. So playmakers have to deal with that on top of keeping up with this high pace, as well as utilizing different skill sets at with the bigs now, because the bigs aren't just simplistic as they were in the yesteryear. They can stretch the floor. They can pass too. They're more athletic, like you just admitted to before.
Hey, did you just say yesteryear? You funny.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to. Yeah.
He got his point across. I got it. I got what he was saying. And what I'm telling y'all, I get all that. But what the Lakers are doing is playing to their strengths. Once you get in the lane, you're a triple threat. You can shoot, you can pass, you can keep dribbling. You're a triple threat. And the goal of basketball is always get in the lane. That's the easiest place to score or create a score. And you got guys that know how to pass like Russ and LeBron. coming downhill. The only reason this is working, the main reason, is because those guys are hitting those shots now, y'all. Let those guys be clanking. They would just pack the paint, force the Lakers to keep throwing it out, and let them hit. Now those threes hurt you when the Lakers are up 7. Now they go up 10, get a steal, and they go up 13. They hurt you. When they was missing them, they didn't. So you could just pack the paint in the second half, get the Lakers to shoot, and it'll be it. You can't do it now because they're making shots. Why do you think shooting is a premium?
Yeah. So do you think that? Go ahead.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm just saying it's going to open up the floor. But you don't hold on. You don't have to be the smartest player to shoot a shot. You just need to be open.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. The last 10 games, Elder, the Lakers only shot 37% from 3. That's only 1%. No, I'm trying to tell you that's only 1% above league average. Now you said right, that's way better than it was the first 12 games. But like Lamar's alluding to, what they changed up the way they setting up AD in particular. Because before, even now, you can still dare the Lakers to shoot.
Yeah.
And it costs you because they're making those shots at a high enough clip.
It was much easier to dare them to shoot because they were stagnant because they were just diving AD to the low post. Guys were standing around watching AD. They couldn't get the ball in, so they would once they couldn't get it to the post, they 2 passes around the perimeter and guys chucking up a 3 at the end of the shot clock.
I still got them not making the playoffs.
All I'm saying, if you watch the Laker games, the first half, AD would have success. The second half, he wouldn't because the teams wouldn't let him catch the ball. They would have 6 eyes on him the whole time.
I don't think it's entirely fair to say that this era is they lack IQ. I mean, because of what my man up top just said, it's so many different facets that you have to keep up with now that you have to have high. I mean, Chris Paul is a high basketball player, high IQ player. Steph, Draymond, all these guys.
They didn't do pick and roll in the 80s.
No, we know they did. Yeah, no doubt they did that. But I think the offense was more. The offense seemed more like, okay, since it was interior oriented. I mean, you pretty much just drop the ball off. If they double down, you kick the ball out. That seemed pretty straightforward back then.
That is not what.
Hey man, if y'all watch the game, do you see how many clean entry passes Ewing and Elijah and a lot of these
exactly
man?
They would just get clean entry passes.
No, it's not.
All you needed was a Kenny Smith to throw the ball in. You didn't need
that.
No,
is not Kenny Smith.
I'm a Rockets fan, bro. I watched every game. That's exactly what we did, man.
Are you saying every pass was?
You didn't even need elaborate game. Just dump it in. Just go get Otis Thorpe. Otis Thorpe can throw him the ball. It don't matter, man.
Bro, you mean to tell me
Scott Brooks, come on in, Scott Brooks.
A point guard deals with physical defense and hand checking, and the other player.
Man, we talking about the IQ of the game. It's about the IQ of the game, not the physicality.
MacDef, if we ever play one-on-one, MacDef, I want you to try to hand check me and see if it's effective. MacDef, if we ever play one-on-one, I want you to try to hand check, and let's see how hand checking actually turn out for you.
Yeah, okay.
You get embarrassed. Elder, don't do that. Elder, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can say all that. I'm not tripping. You can talk as much trash as you can.
Elder, you won't guard me that close.
Okay.
Why you think they didn't go Allen
Because I
Iverson
wouldn't guard you that close because I let you shoot that weak ass jumper you got.
MacDef, you'll let me shoot.
Hold on. This era,
MacDef, you'll let me shoot.
The offensive player can be aggressive, but the defensive player can't. And our era, both were allowed. That's the difference.
Elder, that's not true.
Defensive guys can't be aggressive.
That's not true.
It was harder to score back then than it is now, bro. It's bad easy to score.
I didn't see physicality affect Allen Iverson. He weighed 100 pounds. I didn't see it affect him in the 90s.
I get that, but you see all the injuries at all.
You name the quickest.
I didn't see it affect Muggsy Bogues.
You name the quickest guys in the league.
Hold on, what is Muggsy?
Quickness will nullify that. If you super quick, you're gonna nullify that.
No, Iverson was great. He named one of the greatest scorers all time.
Yeah, if you're a great offensive player, I don't care what nobody's gonna stop you. You need a team of guys.
Hey, Elder, before we get out, who's the better offensive player? Kevin Durant or Larry Bird?
Kevin Durant, man.
Let him answer, man.
They both on a serious level, bro. They got a lot of similarities, y'all. Really, they do. Offensive. You said strictly offense. I'll get that to KD. I'll get that to KD.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
give
you.
it to KD.
I don't think so. I think
It's
Bird's a
close,
better
bro.
Thank
passer and
you.
Hey, hold
rebounder.
on. It's not no landslide, y'all. It's not. It's not no landslide. Because Larry was a 3-level scorer too. He just had more help, so he didn't have to do the one-on-one stuff that you get to see KD do. They played more team-oriented. That's the thing I hate about like the KD and them, Kawhi and them, the Clippers, all that. It's 2 one-on-one. Move the ball, pass the ball. You got a team that's been dominant, right? Golden State. They didn't get dominant in one-on-one play. They got dominant in moving the damn ball. That's basketball. That's why I don't give them guys as much credit. Their individual skill is there. Most great scorers can do that, but you don't win from that. These guys don't become champions. Kevin Durant never won a championship being an individual player. He went and teamed up with a team that passes the damn ball, and now he won. Kawhi Leonard, when he was with teams that pass the ball, guess what? They won. Now he's with a team that everything ISO, he can't win. But Kevin Durant is one of the best scorers to ever play in the NBA.
He's a better
so
scorer
I'm
than
going
Bird.
to give him the advantage offensively. Now, if you ask me who's a better all-around player, it's not even close than Larry Bird is.
That has to do with the offensive end, though.
It has to do, I said, all around. The game ain't just offense. It's offense. It's defense.
I'm not going to compare their defense.
If you ask me today, I get a prime Bird, prime KD. I'm taking prime Bird all day. All day.
I'm taking prime KD.
Bird's a better passer and offensive rebounder,
Bird
bro.
is smarter. He's tougher. He's just as good a scorer. He's a better defender. He's a better passer. He's a better rebounder. He actually does. The only thing they even do close is shooting. They're both great
I don't think
shooters.
he's a better defender.
You've lost your mind. You've lost your mind. Bird is a way better defender. Bird is a way better defender than KD. Way better.
Can y'all tell me who he was defending?
Everybody. Now hold on, bro. Bird, hold on. Bird guarded 3 men and he guarded 4s. Go back and look at all the greats, all the Hall of Famers from the 80s and 90s. The Dominiques, the George.
Bird wasn't doing nothing with no Dr. J.
He guarded all them dudes though.
He stood in front of him.
He wasn't doing nothing with him.
Yeah, he's just standing in front of him.
I'm not going to debate defensively.
How many? Hold on.
I think they even at best, bro.
How many chips did Bird lead his team to? How many?
He had a better team.
How many MVPs of the league did he get in a row?
3.
Man, stop, bro. Stop.
We talking strictly offensive.
Hey,
we know Bird's a better player.
I have 2. I said all around. Offense, I'll give a slight edge to KD. But all around.
How? He's not a better passer or playmaker than Bird.
He talking about scoring. He's talking about just straight scoring, bro. Who's the better scorer?
That's what he's saying.
No, you're not. That's if you're talking about who's the straighter scorer, then you say score. If you say who's the better offensive player on the offensive end, it's Bird.
Hey y'all, look. I want to keep the conversation going, but I got to shut it down, man. We got a game to hit the campus. I got to get ready for this game. We got a rematch against this team that hit the luckiest game winner I've ever seen. So we about to go thrash these dudes by 40, man. Might run a little zone just for Elder, man, just to shut down their big man.
All right, Lamar, take it easy, mate.
I might run a little matchup. Actually, the crazy thing about it is, as much as effective as zone is sometimes, I hate running zone. I love a good man-to-man defense, man. That's crazy. But, the matchup zone is real hard to teach. NBA teams can get away with it. That tells you right there how high IQ these players are, because a man-to-man matchup zone is probably the most effective defense you can run. And NBA teams run it every game like it ain't nothing. And, man, it's hard to teach. Right? Like for me at the level with college level guys, I need a whole offseason just to teach man-to-man matchups on. It is hard to teach. Like you cannot just be an average basketball player walking around running man-to-man matchups on. It is difficult. It's so many reads you got to adjust to. It changes on the fly. It's not like your normal 2-3 zone. And I think that's where a lot of people when you say zone, a lot of people would just immediately start to think, oh, he's running a 2-3 zone or a 3-2 zone. And it's not that. A man-to-man matchup zone is essentially a 1-3-1, and coaches can change how they run it. They can alternate the point, right? They can change how they rotate the backside guy. It's very confusing. And then don't let them have a ton of length like the Raptors. I mean, you in all types of trouble. He says, and should be viewed as a person with two heads. I guess they're talking about a salute sports panel podcast. Salute to Elder, man. Elder pulled up and cooked today, man. Salute, man. That was a great conversation today. Like I said, we got the morning show, FYI. We're going to be doing this at 10:30 every morning, man. So whatever time you guys pulled up today, make sure you pull up at the same time tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic is going to be a little bit more serious, man. We're going to talk about Jackson State, Deion Sanders, HBCU, and we got to talk about where Jackson State went wrong when they lost Deion Sanders. I know exactly where they went wrong, and I know exactly why HBCUs are not thriving when they should be thriving, like some of these other schools are thriving. And I think Colorado, in their opening statement, when they got Deion Sanders, basically showed how they were able to get him without any real plan at all. And that's crazy that they were able to get him without any real plan at all. And I think HBCUs need to take note about what Colorado did. They need to take heed. They need to take note. But we will be talking about Jackson State, HBCUs, and what's going on there. And then there's just a lot of people blaming Deion Sanders for taking the move and elevating. And I do not knock the man for that, because there's so many people who have regular day jobs. I don't care if you was working for a black-owned company or not. If another company came knocking on your door offering a bigger paycheck, a lot of us will be gone just like that, no questions asked. No loyalty, no love lost. So we got to talk about it tomorrow, man. We got the Jackson State football. We really don't even talk a lot of football, so that conversation might stem and go into other things, but we'll just see how it goes. But again, make sure we tune in tomorrow for the morning show. Great show today. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, go follow our second channel, FYF Sports Live. That's always going to be much appreciated. And that FYF Sports Live channel, when we go live, we're also live on that channel as well. So if you want to go over there and hit the super chat, I always turn the super chat off on this channel. But if you want to go over to FYF Sports Live and hit the super chat, please do so. Salute to Basil Carpenter, man. He hit the super chat over there for $20, man. That's much appreciated. If anybody else wants to support the content over here, feel free to hit the Cash App over here. The Cash App is $FYF Sports, man. So again, we appreciate any help that you guys bring to the channel. Like I said in the beginning of the show, man, it's not easy putting together these shows, man. It takes a lot of praying and preparation and time. And to keep these shows running at an optimal level, man, your support is much appreciated. But again, it's FYF Sports, man. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Another great show. Another great podcast episode. We will be back. More sports and news, man. Until then, it's FYF Sports, man, and we out, y'all.
All I hear is yap, 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 yap. Ain't talking about nothing, right? Watch this. We gon' bring that pressure.
Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo, fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is. I be getting to it, ain't wasting no time. Walking straight in, we ain't waiting in line. Fuck your feelings, you don't care about mine. You a YouTube gangster, don't be yelling out slime. Or you talking LB, talking Ticket TV. Ain't nobody watching them, all the viewers be sleep. 5 years in, all your subs is your friends. Ticket TV, watch the cars again. Just a little FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF, 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo, fuck your feelings, we all know who the real. All know, shop don't close, working 24
trying to make the channel grow. Look at them, pointing fingers, hating on the low. You can't compete with our podcast show. Couldn't make it in the league, so we got on TV. Crying by LeBron like a little baby. You must be crazy trying to ever play me. Or you super tough until it's time to say cheese. Just a little FYI, FYF. 20K sub 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYI, FYF. 20K sub 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck